And we are live for another weekly episode of 33 Burning MCU Questions. I am the host, Chillmonger. I be from the north. And, I didn't even play my song yet. What am I doing? Play the song. Play the song yet. There we go.
It's Saturday and the time is 1 o'clock. Chillmonger's ready, so the show's about to start. The beat's steady, so the flow got a beat too. You like my intro, so I made one just for you. Chillmonger, he be from the north. 33 questions, you got no other choice but to check him out and feel his vibe. He got one of the hottest shows alive. So have a seat and tune in. Chill is ready, so let's begin.
33 fire questions to get rid of that thing, but that's the only way I can make the song play. That's the way there's another way. I'm chill. That's the intro. Guests have not arrived yet, but it's okay. It's a solo show. Let's see how far I can go. I got a blue mic with the black 2. I got a green hat. How do you do? It's got the logo from Attack on Titan. Whoa, what rhymes with Titan? I don't know. Fightin'. I could say Titan. I could say fightin'. Why are people watching me? For the questions. Number 1. Where are the mutants located? Okay. This assumes that the X-Men are all united and figured things out. I want to go by that. I don't know where that immortal guy from She-Hulk came from who was thrown through a glass window. I don't know a lot of things. I don't know why Kamala Khan got her mutant powers and no one's knocked on her door yet. Maybe because she has the attention of the Department of Self-Defense. What was it called? That department thing that were hunting her down. Because she's on their radar, the mutants were like, let's cool off. I think they're all on Krakoa, the island that is a mutant itself. That's where the mutants are located. Right, Skitty Skids? Right, King Tony? Mutants are in Krakoa. They're not at the Xavier Mansion. We've had like 50 movies at the mansion. I don't need more mansion. Number 2, does Eli Bradley get good grades? That boy does not get good grades. I'm sorry. He's too... You see the way he was dressed? He's into that fashion stuff. Trying to make himself appealing to others. Eli Bradley is not someone getting good grades. He's got too much focus. I mean, he can be forced to sit down and study. But in no way, shape, or form is that coming to fruition with good grades. I'm saying no, Eli does not make good grades. Number 3, the last time Bucky cried. I know what we're thinking. Oh, he had these therapy sessions. He was talking to that psychiatrist, that doctor, and she really made some breakthroughs. There were no breakthroughs that were had. He did not cry in those therapy sessions. Last time Bucky cried, remember when Steve aged? He didn't cry then. Kind of sent Sam over because he knew what was happening. He didn't cry. When Tony died, does that make him cry? The last time Bucky cried might have been Tony. Tony Stark died. You killed his parents. You never made up with each other. You kind of just blipped right back to life, and you were on the fighting on the field. You probably cried at that funeral, but other than that, no. Bucky did not cry since. That's a good guess right there. Solo show today, because none of my guests have shown up. Number 4, does the celestial sticking out of the ocean rust? What is it made of? Is it made out of marble? So I need to Google the properties of marble and how oxidization affects this element. I don't think that it rusts because it's superpowers that made the celestial what it is. Superpowers don't rust. Spider-Man's webs, they don't rust, do they? Trinity, he says, I'll be there in a few. Cool. If I had... Spider-Man's webs are not his organic webs, though. They're kind of like man-made. Bry Wood, you changed your image. Marble doesn't rust. I'm taking your word for it. Marble doesn't rust. It's made out of marble, basically. Does the celestial sticking out of the ocean rust? We have scientific evidence, thanks to this comment here, that it does not rust. Enough. Question number 5. What body of government is responsible for maintaining that structure? It's in the Indian Ocean, yeah? So, India. Next. I'm going to run this one back when people join. It's India. That's who's responsible for that. Not shield or sword. India. How many dogs does Kate Bishop have the emotional capacity to care for before she has reached her limit. Now, you know, Kate Bishop, she's a loving person. She went ahead and took care of this dog that was in need. She can do that for a dog. 2 dogs, maybe. Maybe the dogs die. Years later, she gets another dog. So that's like 3 dogs, but with time passing. But the emotional capacity is not there. She's not that kind where she can just adopt all of these dogs after dogs. Kate Bishop? No. I'm going to go ahead and say, in her lifespan, assuming she had a puppy when she was a girl, grew up, that puppy died because dog years, got a second one now. I'll give her 4 dogs in her lifetime. Is her emotional capacity to care for these dogs. Kate Bishop is not, you know who would have a lot of love for dogs? Someone like Michelle, Peter Parker's ex. 7. Who would you like to see fight Love? Little girl from Thor Love and Thunder. Have you seen what my pick is from Search Perez, the new Black Panther helmet? It's really cool, man. Perez, like Pep Perez. That's an artist's name, isn't it? At Marvel Comics. A new Black Panther helmet mask? Okay. I like it. Who would you like to see fight Love? Like, how many 10-year-olds are there in Marvel? Why's there gotta be a 10-year-old, though? That's the thing. If I wanted to see somebody fight Love, give me the Hulk. What? Give me She-Hulk versus Love. What would be a fight that you put together? Remember when Shang-Chi had those underground fights where people were fighting each other? Where would Love fit in there? The perfect place for her in those underground fights, the perfect match for her. Shang-Chi would even 10 rings. Nah, he would win that. Rocket Raccoon. Next question. 8. What hurt most when Carol crash landed on C-53? Bruh, it was her emotions that hurt the most. It was not her forehead or her chin. It was her emotions. She hurt. She was lost. Comments say Love versus Franklin Richards. Ooh. Yeah, Franklin, when they introduce him, might be pretty young. And thankfully, the other movies of Fantastic Four never used Franklin. And so it won't be like a repeat. It'll be something fresh for the movies. That's a good guess. We got John T joining us here. Yo.
What's going on, guys?
Doing good. We hear a little bit of a buzz behind you or in your background.
With me?
Yeah.
Let me put this back on my laptop. 1 second.
It went away now.
Really? Can you hear it again?
When you said again, I heard it, but now it's gone. But now that I'm talking, it's back. I have no idea what it is. No, it's gone now. Okay, we're good. No,
okay.
It's back now. Who knows what it is? I don't know.
Okay. It could be this little cheap camera that my dad gave me. It could be acting up.
It's back up now. Now it's gone. So it's up now. Now that I spoke, I think it might have to do with me speaking, and it might go and come back. So it's not that big of a deal. Big bro, what's up, big bro? Next question. Actually, let me run these questions back. I asked where the mutants are. Where do you think they are right now in the MCU, John T?
That's a good question. As far as I know, I believe they could be anywhere, because I don't know if the latest mutant movie that they had was called The New Mutants, which flopped terribly in the box office. I don't know if that was part of the MCU, so who knows? I just thought it was weird.
Long live T'Challa. This is K-Dot. Hello, K-Dot.
Hello.
British Dot. So we just asked a couple questions. Let me run this one back because I know you're a big fan of one Kate Bishop. How many dogs does Kate have the emotional capacity to care for before she reaches her limit?
Well, I am going to interject something personal into it. So, I feel that once she sees a dog, right, and it gets out of its cute phase and it turns
Yes.
into not so cute,
Yes.
that's when her capacity is going to wither away. Because I'll be honest, they didn't really do much with the dog anyways in the show.
Mhm.
The dog
I
was
agree.
like, I think it was, and in the later episodes, it was really Hawkeye that was like kind of watching the dog more, playing with it and stuff.
Yo, Jonty, that noise just picked back up again wild. Can you mute yourself when you're not speaking? Because there's a thing at the bottom left side of StreamYard. Do you see it?
Okay. What did you say? What did you say it was again?
On the bottom left, there's something called mute next to stop the camera, next to settings. And then when you're not speaking, hit mute. For example, I'm going to hit mute right now.
Jonty, check your speaker. It might be your speaker that's causing that. And in the Streamlabs, where you look at the mic settings, check your speaker and see what the output is. Or it could just be the headphones.
Could be that.
I really don't know. I mean, my studio equipment is completely turned off, and the only thing I have on is. Hang on, let me turn my TV off. Do you still hear it?
No, it went away.
It was the TV.
Ah. Yeah, let's read some more live chats. In the building, we have Snyder Steppenwolf saying hello to everybody. What's going on, Snyder Steppenwolf? The next question is 33. Burning MCU questions. I want to know number 9. When did the Blockbuster finally close down? So that's in regards to the one that Carol crashed into.
Oh, that was in the 90s. So Blockbuster didn't die until the early 2000s.
So you get it in 2004, 3?
Nah, it was like around 2007, 10, or whatever when it finally died.
2010? You're giving him all the way to 2010?
Whenever Netflix got popular, that's when it like went bye bye.
09?
I think it was 2014.
Think about how that was in the city of LA, right? So they had a whole lot of customer base there. You feel me?
Yeah.
That like small towns, they don't get a lot of Blockbuster love. Big towns, sure, they can survive a little bit more. The thing is, though, when Carol crashed into it, that took away from like the construction dollars because it's not like they held anyone accountable to fix it. Insurance doesn't cover aliens coming from the sky, and S.H.I.E.L.D. would have kept that hush hush. So money came out of pocket of that franchise owner. That's why when Netflix hit and when the digital craze happened, he was like, I gotta close down my Blockbuster because if I had more money, I probably would have stayed alive for 2-3 more years. This Blockbuster went down in 2008.
Or I think maybe that was Disney trying to tell people that was telling the 5 Blockbuster fans and Captain Marvel like your Blockbuster is dead. Move on. That was them telling the 5 Blockbuster fans that still exist.
I mean, it can mean a lot of things. So all I know for sure is that Marvel is known for carrying subliminal messages in their movies, so it can mean a lot of things. But as far as I'm concerned, that could be it. Who knows?
Steppenwolf says,
real quick, I'm not sure if y'all seen that Netflix special that they did on Blockbuster.
I haven't seen it yet. They
literally did a special on what killed Blockbuster. They're so bad.
Yeah, they're the ones responsible. Brian says that there's still one Blockbuster in Oregon. Was that in the Netflix special?
I didn't watch it, but I'll try to put a link for it in the private chat so y'all can see.
I heard something like that. There's one standing Blockbuster left. There's only one left. That's what I heard.
I want to say that you can Airbnb and sleep inside the Blockbuster. I think I heard that.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Steppenwolf says, "Long live T'Challa." He's talking to you, K. Dot. killing him off in the first 5 minutes of the opening scene.
Mm.
Look. There was a letter that Ryan Coogler wrote. He ended with "Long live T'Challa."
Yeah,
You will hear me.
The last Blockbuster.
You will see a video coming out of my channel very soon, and K-Dot knows the video, and John T both know the video that I'm talking about, where it will address that, "Long live T'Challa," as well as. Wait, whose ringtone is that? The Old Spice is your ringtone?
Yeah, I had it for years.
Shots out Old Spice.
Okay, I see it. Look, just stay tuned to my channel because there's a lot of people who want T'Challa recast, bro. A lot of people. Number 10.
I just recently posted a new video on my YouTube channel, like literally 2 hours ago, where I had people, trying to come up with all these rebuttals and saying that, well, Ryan Coogler, the original script was that T'Challa was supposed to retrace his steps of what happened after the 5 years he's been gone since the blimp, and now he just found out he had a kid, and he's trying to, pretty much reconcile with his child he hasn't seen for the last 5 years. I say, brother, even if Chadwick himself was still alive, that plot was still wouldn't make any sense because it doesn't follow the comics. So I literally took some bits and pieces of other YouTubers like Tyrone Magnus, J3 Entertainment, what's that guy named? Killabar? Like, they explained everything so well. I put it in the video because people were trying to come at me saying that I had no idea what I'm talking about as far as for talking about the comics. So I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, it made a lot of sense to them just to recast T'Challa. But they don't want to replace Chadwick. They're thinking replacing T'Challa will pretty much destroy the legacy that Chadwick left behind.
You know who disagrees with me and you? The guy who just joined down there. Hello, Biggerford Entertainment.
What's up? What's going on?
What up, on?
Oh man.
What up, guys?
We're doing good. We're happy to have you here. Let's see
Glad
here.
to
Snyder
be here. Hold on, I just wanted to say yes, there is one. I think it closed, but for the like 2 years ago, there was actually one Blockbuster left in Oregon. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah,
But it
I just
closed
put the
down.
link I just put the link to where the document.
I think it has closed down recently, but yeah.
I'm gonna click the link, but before that, we'll ask the 10th question, the 9th question. 10, no, not 10. My bad. How well did Shang-Chi do at battling the bad driver stereotype? See, we got these Asians in the movie. We had a car, two actually on the bus, but I don't think the bus driver was Asian. But we also had Katie navigating through that forest, that mystical forest where she did not crash the car and she made it through the waterfall under the tunnel into the other dimension. They kicked butt at tackling that stereotype.
Well, that's how we know it's a Marvel movie because that ain't happening in real life.
Yeah, that part when they was driving through that forest and
mind
you, doing something like that, the chance you to take that without getting crushed, like it was the timing of that. I'm like, what the heck? I never seen Asians drive like this. This is some great representation.
You almost got canceled, but you ended it with this was a great representation.
Hey, Tokyo Drift, man. Tokyo Drift. The white dude showed up. He was trash, but majority of the Asian people was bodying him.
Am I right?
So, hey, shouts out Tokyo Drift. Put some respect on the Asian community. They can drive.
Right. Skip and Tosh is in the building. He says square. Brian says, I think it did well. No one didn't die, LOL. Hey, salam. What's going on, Adnan? We got question number 11. True or false, Bob Iger watched all the Marvel series. Listen, he left right at 2020. He had no obligation to watch this. So is he a fan? Nah, this is false. He did not watch every Loki, WandaVision, Falcon, Ms. Marvel. You think he'd sat down and said, let me check out She-Hulk? No.
I honestly doubt he watches almost any of it because most of the actors don't even watch these movies. So,
but that's because a lot of these actors don't like to see themselves on screen or stuff like that, right?
I agree with that.
they notice all of the flaws that they have or whatever, what they could have done better. But 100% Bob Iger was watching it. That's why he's back.
Okay. We got one false. We got one true. What about you, Jonty, the actor?
The actor of what? I lost my train of thought.
Just true or false? Did Bob Iger watch all of the Marvel series?
Oh, my bad. I would say I don't think so. I don't think so. Not at all. Because I mean, if he really would care, he probably. I don't even think he would have left in the first place. But with that being said, I don't think he watched it not one bit. Most of them, at least. But yeah, they. I actually had this conversation with another guy where they mentioned if they would keep all their crew members intact, like for Bob, maybe the series would be a little bit better. I'm not so sure. But to answer your question, I don't think he has.
Skip's using the right YouTube emojis. Thank you. Maybe his kids, if he even has any. Ooh, Bob Iger has kids, but he's like a 70-year-old right now. So his kids would be in their 40s or 50s, maybe. I don't know about that one.
Well, I do have a question. Is it true that he actually came back to Disney?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's back. Yeah.
And that was a rumor too from Tyrone Magnus saying that Disney is planning on selling Marvel to Apple.
I heard that too. And they're saying that's one of the reasons why he came back, so that he could broker the deal. So
that would make sense. That would make sense.
I think both are huge, Disney and Apple. Isn't there supposed to be regulations like two companies can't own one, merge one thing? Wouldn't it be like that they're too powerful?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, Apple is $1 trillion company. They could buy anything.
Yeah, and pretty much because I watched this other channel where they're talking about how Disney has really lost a lot of money in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying Apple is the only company that can absorb that loss. So maybe it'd be interesting.
Number 12. Did Bob Chapek watch all of those Marvel series? This is true. He was sitting in the seat. He was the CEO. So yes, he watched.
Wow, I don't think he did watch. I think he just read the scripts and was like, okay, yeah, that's good. We'll change this, change that. But he ain't watching it. I don't think he's a fan.
Jonty?
I agree. I don't think he's watched it either.
Let's go to the live chat. What did they say? I heard Marvel not sell Marvel, but sell Disney itself to Apple. Then Marvel would go with them. Brian says, I thought Sony was going to be sold to Apple, not Disney. I heard that one also a couple years ago. Disney is not selling. I hope not, Jared. What's going on, Second Street Marvel? I do not hear you, sir. We're at question number. Yeah, I got you. Question 12. Is this true or is this false? Bob Chapek watched all of those Marvel series.
I maybe like an episode or two. He didn't have time for all that, and you know what? I think by the time he got past, a little ways into She-Hulk episode 1, he's like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Smart man. He was like us when we were doing reviews for that, and we're just like, you don't need to see us every week. Number 13, true or false? Deadpool will be rated R. False.
Ooh.
True.
Jonty?
True.
Okay, I'm alone here. I thought I'm on an island. Everyone seems that it's going to be a true rated R thing. Bob Iger's in the building, and he was never that rated R kind of guy.
But think about it. The next Deadpool film is supposed to include Wolverine. The last Wolverine film, Logan, was rated R.
And it wasn't Disney.
Yeah. Well, I think also they said that it was going to be rated R, and we can obviously see that Marvel Studios don't go back on their word. I mean, we haven't got T'Challa yet.
Trinity, you know what's coming on my channel, right? Trinity knows. The only one who doesn't know who's in our panel right now is Anzo. That's the only guy who doesn't know.
Doesn't know what? I know exactly.
A lot. Hey, you don't know this.
I know enough.
you know I was reaching for Birdman for a reason, and not you.
It's okay.
Just watch the video that comes out tomorrow on my channel.
Oh, I'll watch it. Don't worry. I'll be in the comments.
We got false. We got maybe true. That is going to be rated R. We got Brian saying true, it'll be rated R. Chill, your mic isn't as strong as the others, and the gain on Jaunties is too strong. Let's change that.
Oh, really?
Thank you for the...
1 second. Let me see.
Okay. Has it returned to what you would expect? Is the microphone okay?
I thought you sounded all right, but
I'm gonna listen to to Rogue. I don't trust a word that Feige says. We got true, it'll be rated R. True, it'll be rated R. I don't know why people are praising Iger when he greenlighted the sequels. They don't really watch though. They're not in part of that script reading. The executives like that, they just trust that Kathleen Kennedy, this expert producer, knows what she's doing. And instead she didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah, that's not his job. That's not his job.
Maybe it would be good if Marvel goes to Apple, because I think Marvel is too dark for Disney. If it's not rated R, it's not Deadpool. So true. Will Marvel go for R rating under Disney? That's hard to to see. Smash the like button. Would it affect toy sales? You know how many grown men are out here buying these toys?
more than kids, to be honest with you.
Yeah, kids can't afford them things.
Nah, man. The kids want the video games. That's what they want. They want the PlayStations, all that. They ain't buying these toys anymore.
Kimani, I did not watch the Guardians holiday special.
I
It
liked
came
it.
out way too early.
I liked it.
I haven't checked it out yet.
I liked it. I watched it today.
And when's Christmas? Like 3 weeks from now? 4 weeks from now?
Pretty much.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, guys, this is horrible. This is horrible timing.
No, it's not. Christmas decorations have been up like since right after Halloween, bro. So
Yeah, it's been like that since the beginning of time. You know they're going to put Christmas decorations up.
I'm an outsider here, but you guys are doing your holiday wrong, fam. Like this is a preposterous. What you guys need is a little 2-week window.
Society did that.
The music at the grocery stores, they get all festive, make it mean something. But when you stretch it out this far, oof.
it's about
No, I
money,
guess I'm
man.
alone here. Okay, Brian says
Pretty much.
that might change under Iger. Keely Chow says, "Hey everybody, Keely Chow in the building. What's going on? I haven't seen your name in a long while, Keely Chow. I still think you're a op." Adan says, "It's good. I enjoyed it. Holiday special was dope, and I'm not a gun fan." Why'd I go to 18? Number 13. True or false? Riri Williams is worthy enough to lift Mjolnir. True.
I knew you would say true right
She
away.
just doesn't
False.
want to.
False.
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 K. Dot.
You're looking for someone to agree, eh?
What's so funny?
False.
All right, solo show today. Number 15, true or false? Nick Fury has given Agent Maria Hill, a nickname. Nah, he doesn't do that. He's not the nickname kind of guy. Right, Jonty?
Right.
Anzo, is this true or is this false?
It's probably true. But I'm trying to think. Did he give someone a nickname in the movies?
I don't recall.
remember. So
I don't
if he
recall
did,
at all.
then no. Yeah, I don't recall him either. So yeah, he didn't do it.
Yeah, false.
No, matter of fact, false. Because I remember from Spider-Man. What's the second one? Spider-Man Far From Home. Remember, Mysterio was Fury, and he was giving people nicknames. And then they mentioned Fury never gives people nicknames. So false.
Good
16,
catch.
is this true or is this false? Tony regretted his sacrifice. The very end cost himself his life, saved half the universe. Did he regret this? No, he had 5 years to think about it because it was like, oh, you get 14 million chances and there's only one. So he's like, oh, we should have done the one. Now he He in Endgame he
I
does
mean,
the beat,
but in those 5 years, he didn't know he would do something like this.
but he had 5 years to
It,
think
it was
about
it
his
was
loss and
it was
5
in
years
the
to
moment.
mourn Peter Parker. So he knew he wouldn't want to live with what ifs. So no, he does not regret his sacrifice. This is false.
He prepared for it.
Like, what sacrifice are we talking about? Are we talking about
regrets.
sacrificing all the girls that he was sleeping with for Pepper, or are we talking about something else?
Trinity. You remember the final scene before he dies? That did he regret his
Endgame.
sacrifice?
That. Yeah, he's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead.
You abstained from answering.
Yeah, it's false. Yeah, no reason to regret something you didn't do.
He definitely don't. He don't regret it.
Yeah, I agree.
Shoot, if I was him, I would have regretted it because I would have told Thor, put that glove on, snap the fingers. I know you can survive.
Could have been someone else other than him. I agree, but
Yep.
it goes back to Cap saying, he would never put himself on the line for anybody. So he did
He'd
it.
rather just cut the wire.
Yeah.
Williams says, after finding out that Cap just abandoned the world to smash Peggy, I think he regrets it. He could have just stayed home with his family.
See, that's the thing. He died trying to prove something to Captain America, and Captain America was sleeping in some guts.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, when you've been on ice for as long as Captain America has, can you blame him for not wanting to get in some guts?
I mean, no, I'm not blaming. I'm just saying Tony's looking up from like wherever afterlife he's at. He's like, dang, he clapping that, and I'm here.
Yeah, I think Tony's giving him a high five. He's like, "Get it, boy, get it."
Number 17. True or false? Within the universe, okay, kayfabe. Iron Man is the most popular superhero in the Marvel universe. No, he died. He might be remembered, but that does not make you that popular anymore. It's been so many years since the man died. Maybe like 2-3 years. Ant-Man got murals all over because of his popular podcast. We have Ant-Man recently in the Ms. Marvel show showing us that he's the most popular guy. So no, it's false. Iron Man is not the most popular hero. This cannot be true anymore.
Absolutely.
I mean, Riri Williams is literally jacking his. Well, she's not jacking style, but like she's literally made a suit because of him.
Well, we all know Riri Williams is the better Iron Man, anyways, right, Chill?
True.
So,
I like this one.
but I think he's still the most popular.
Okay.
Right? Everybody knows his sacrifice, and that probably puts him up there in the history of people who've done great things.
Jonty,
So.
is he the most popular superhero? Right? You gotta think about this one.
Yeah, because
Captain America's
I'm
like the American.
exactly. Those were the two I was actually narrowing it down to. That's a hard question. I mean, I would say yes at first because, he sacrificed. He was the one who brought everyone back. Captain America.
Oh no, that was Hulk. That was Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk brought
But
it.
you see, the thing is, Captain America.
No. I'm sorry. I said it back. Not bring everyone back, but he defeated Thor. Not Thor. Thanos.
Thanos. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hulk did bring everyone back, and Captain America. Hey, I really can't answer this one, to be honest with you. I really can't say.
Here, let me.
Marvel.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's false. Tony Stark isn't a hero.
Fighting words.
So here's the thing, right? We all know, look at celebrities when they pass away. Prince, Michael Jackson, their stock skyrockets.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned Michael Jackson, Anzo. Stay tuned tomorrow.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I think that's what makes him the most popular.
Okay, let's read out what everyone else says. Is Tony in the ancestral realm? Nah. No, he's not. They should have froze T'Challa's body. They should have done a lot of things.
I think he's in the so they proved with Thor 4 that there's multiple gods, so there's multiple literally probably thousands of afterlives. I think he's in like the general one, because isn't that guy who's the guy in Marvel that's like god of everything?
One above all.
Yeah, maybe he's in the afterlife that he controls and oversees.
The reason Steve is not the most popular hero is because the world doesn't really like America. And maybe you're an American, Richado, and you don't really get that, but it's known from the people outside of United States of America that you guys are like the villains.
Yeah, good point.
Plus, Steve is only Steve without being Captain America.
Mm-hmm. And what's the name of Sam Wilson?
Captain America.
I was not asking. I was talking to Trinity.
That's why.
Black Falcon.
That's why, real quick, just to bring DC into it. Remember in Black Adam, Hawkman just said Justice Society. He didn't say Justice Society of America. He said it at the beginning of the movie. Because he's in another country. If you going around saying we're the Justice Society of America, you're just gonna make more people mad and less inclined to trust you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They already were like, "Where were you guys when we needed you?" Right? So you already know that.
Black Falcon. Question number 18 of 33 Burning MCU Questions. We are at 18. How will Ms. Marvel Season 2 benefit from having one season under its belt? The lead actress will have experience. This could cause for better performances. Right? She was a rookie. That was her first gig.
Yeah, that was a debut.
Yeah, I think how it'll be better is that you won't have to go into as much of like the family stuff, the history of, her heritage and all of that. We won't have to do all that. We can probably hit the ground running and keep going.
Oh, like a superhero plot could come out of this show.
Right, exactly.
And they wouldn't have to burden the weight of putting a culture on screen because it's so rare. Yeah. Ms. Who? Captain Marvel's protege.
Son of a...
So here's how it benefits. You get a good story and you recast everybody. There,
everybody?
Ms. Marvel greater than Riri Williams.
That is a false statement. That's not true at all. I don't even know why you asked that question. Anyone else? Live chat says, depends how large our audience reacts to her character after Captain Marvel 2. We could stay more in Jersey. That's right. Hopefully more chances to see Kamala just be a superhero. Yeah. We can have that. We know what the problems were with the first season. They just kind of stopped telling stories to be like, by the way, Pakistan. Number 19. If Falcon, Anzo, could be trusted with vibranium wings, wouldn't he also be close enough to attend T'Challa's funeral? Because he wasn't in there. Okay, listen. Riri Williams had a suit at the end of the movie, spoilers, at the end of Wakanda Forever. She could not use that suit anymore because, vibranium belongs to Wakandans. But prior to Riri Williams, during the Falcon Winter Soldier episode, he gets a suit. He gets Falcon wings made of vibranium.
And we have to remember at that time, T'Challa was alive during Falcon Winter Soldier. So,
but you gotta understand too. Falcon is a grown ass man.
That's right. That is his name. Thank you, Anzo. That's his name. Yeah.
I'm just saying Falcon because that's what you're using. Captain America is a grown ass man, right? And Riri is a 16-year-old kid. You can't give a 16-year-old kid that suit, but you can trust a grown ass man with it.
Okay, looking at it like this, because even in the comics, they, in the comics, you have big event things. When Superman died, all the heroes showed up to his funeral. When T'Challa and Storm got married, majority of the black superheroes was there to attend it. I think even Falcon in this universe, he would attend a Black King's funeral, because he's very much about, he's pro-black. He's gonna attend a Black King's funeral that he fought alongside with.
You see, I agree that Captain America would have joined it, but also would Wakanda send out invitations, right? Because they don't really trust things that are going on right now, and there's no king. So I don't know. Maybe they were the ones that didn't send out the invitations.
That's a good point right there.
Yeah, I was going to say something like that because if you notice in the movie, in the film, there was no one outside of Wakanda that attended his funeral. So how would we know if anybody outside were aware that T'Challa passed?
True.
They have to have found out eventually, because when Ramonda is at the UN, she goes, "We hear you telling us about we lost our king, your whispers. We know that's like." So then they do
Yeah, but
know.
that's after the funeral, though, right?
So how much after
Yeah,
the funeral?
yeah, that was after the funeral. And plus, we're talking about the United Nations. So of course, they're not going to tell another prime minister or the queen of Wakanda everything was going on, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that everyone knew about T'Challa's death.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like this comes down to that whole what was that? The if a tree falls in the forest doesn't make a sound thing. Because certainly a king isn't a tree. When a king dies, people know. People know.
CGZ said,
Exactly.
"Where was Rhodey? The Falcon suit was gifted to a friend of Wakanda, as well as a political gesture of goodwill between the Wakandans and Americans."
Oh, and there was a question that we missed. Someone asked, Riri was 19 in Wakanda Forever, right? Does that make her too old in the MCU? Because in the comic book, she started at 15 years old with her first suit.
Why they did that, I don't know. Maybe they want to make her in a couple with somebody pretty soon. That's the only explanation. Or maybe the casting Dominique Thorne was too good to pass up on, and so they're like, fine, let's just say she's 19, even though Dominique is somewhere in the mid-20s.
Yeah,
Or it could have been a time jump, because in every film they keep having all these time jumps. I'm not even sure.
The MCU could have another time jump, and boom, she'll be fine. Look, as long as the performance is good. I disagree with the age, but like, I don't know. There's other things to be mad at Marvel about right now. Between the West and Wakanda. Okay, now what would Sam have worn to the funeral? I think if he gets that invitation, he's gonna come in all black. He's gonna come with his wings too.
In purple. He's gonna show up in purple.
Yeah, I'll say black and purple.
Black and purple.
Really?
Yeah, black.
He's gonna come out looking better than his Sunday best. That's for sure.
All right. Thumbs up the stream. Question 21. What country would you claim that Moon Knight is a superhero of? Is he an American superhero? Is he an English superhero? Is possibly an Egyptian superhero?
I don't consider him like the way they did him in the show. I mean, I guess you say he's an Egyptian hero, but like he doesn't stay in Egypt, so he only went to Egypt so they can. What was they doing again?
Find that stupid map to whatever.
Yeah.
Man, it's been so long. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, MC Moon Knight, I don't consider him a hero of a nation like I consider Captain America a hero of America, even though he's a hero to the world and universe. But yeah, he's just a hero to like anybody, any and everybody who needs help.
I'd say he's more American. But the thing is, he was in England, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the Mark Spector guy speaks with a different accent, like he could be from America. That's what throws me off. It's so tricky.
What were his parents' accent? I don't remember.
No, I think he was American, because remember he had that. Yeah, he had that mental nervous breakdown, and he looked at the who was it? The Indiana Jones poster or some other poster, and he just transitioned into another person with a different accent. Yeah. So I think he was American.
Moon Knight's a Jew, but the country, like, yeah, you could say of his faith, but that doesn't really address the question. He maybe European. I don't know.
Well, all right.
Well, I mean, he was essentially an international spy.
I'm assuming his second season going to take place in Europe again. That's where Steven and Mark stay at. So they're going to be there majority of the time. And whenever they cross over with other people, they're going to be in either space, another country. But I think Moon Knight's going to take place in Europe. Because where was that villain? Where was his prison at? Looked like they was back in Europe. That asylum he was locked at.
Oh, right.
And then Jake Lockley came and assassinated him. I think they was back in Europe.
Yeah,
You have
because
to look at the license plate.
even when the funeral was, he went back to Europe for that too, right? His mom's funeral.
Yeah.
Europe, yes. He's American. He took in the alter ego from Indiana Jones ripoff with the English guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Steven is English.
22. Would Sun Knight be his villain or sidekick? That's a villain.
I don't even know
Yeah,
who the hell that is.
villain.
Who's that?
It's the
Oh.
opposite of Moon.
Yeah, you're making
It's
a
gotta be.
joke. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's his villain. Absolutely.
Villain.
Sun Knight sounds like the hero.
Oh,
Yeah.
Although Harvest Moon, isn't Harvest Moon like in the comic books? Like, wouldn't that kind of like his kind of, I don't know. It seemed like it was
Sun-
kind of a villain, but kind of also kind of somebody that worked with him too. I don't know. I stopped reading that book.
No, but if we go by the names, Moon was obviously a darker thing, and the sun is some bright thing, so you'd think it'd be a hero. But I'm just asking, K-Dot, would it be his villain? And yeah, it would be his villain.
He'll be a sidekick. He's and Moon Knight's gonna call him Sunny Boy. Hey, Sunny Boy.
Moon and Sun Knight, Sun and Moon Knight.
That was a
Mm.
whack question. The joke went over Anzo's head. Nobody really laughed at it. Okay. Next question of 33 Burning MCU Questions. What is the best MCU moment according to a doctor? K-Dot, if a doctor was watching the MCU and they like, oh, that's my scene right there. When is it?
And a doctor gonna say something whack like, "Man, that scene when Stephen Strange was doing all the surgical stuff, that was so amazing." I'm
Yo.
like, bro, you whack. That shit boring. He gonna gas up the most boring thing in the MCU that nobody cared about. Nobody cared when Strange was doing all that, surgical stuff.
He's gonna
But a
look at the
doctor's gonna gas
moment
that up.
where Shuri gets stabbed in the guts, pulls it out, and he's gonna be like, no, wait a minute, it's inconsistent because that killed Killmonger. What's going on here?
Oh, here we go.
Hey,
Was
if
it
the
me?
doctor said that, I'm with him. But no, I think I'm not sure if you guys watch this channel, but it's a gaming channel where they bring on doctors and stuff and different people, and they have doctors react to like injuries and gaming and stuff, and they get really engaged into it. So anything that's an injury or surgical stuff, I think they'll be very intrigued by it because they're gonna be like, how did they survive that injury? And then give the facts on if they could survive it or not.
I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. It will always be Cap grabbing Mjolnir.
Okay, I like it. Anzo says this is universally loved. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, same here.
It's a great moment. It's a great moment of triumph.
Yep.
For sure.
Okay. Doctor Strange performing brain surgery. They would love that. They'd be like, oh, I wish we had ancestral or astral plane energy. The transfusion between Bruce and Jen. Now we're thinking.
Yeah, that was stupid. I mean, oh man, it had to happen because of an accident.
I think on that one though. I mean, I think it depends on what kind of doctor you're talking about. But I do think even if it's a medical doctor or a doctor of philosophy, I think maybe the scene in Doctor Strange where the Ancient One is talking about, oh, well, all of these things was where somebody had a little bit of the information, but not all of it. It's very philosophical and also very doctorial.
I'm talking about a medical doctor. No one, unless you want to expand your mind and pretend like you're not getting it, I'm talking about people who deal with the healthcare industry, not like doctors because they're really smart or they have doctorates.
You got more
Hulk
specific.
kicking Emil Blonsky into that tree. They like that, yeah. Question number 24. Let's go to Kamar-Taj. Doctor Strange's minions, all those students, the young ones. Did they not sneak out at night? Of course they did. The young ones?
Absolutely.
Yes. America Chavez, she's down with the nightlife over in Kamar-Taj. She's comparing it to all the other universes. She might even punch portals. Go to someone where someone's sleeping in their dorms. Punch a portal. Hey, let's go to universe 858. This is where they have disco. Like she totally. They sneak out. There's no one who's going to convince me otherwise, right, Jonty?
Mm-hmm. I was like, okay. I mean, that would make sense. But yeah, they definitely snuck out at night. I mean, come on. at that temple, anything is possible. You could do pretty much anything, just like Doctor Strange when he created not a portal, but he put himself in that plane where everything slows down. He leaves his body and he reads for God knows how long. You could do that while sneaking out as well.
Bro, you can do that with a woman, not have to worry about the repercussions of intercourse. Because you guys are getting astral with it. Na 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 na.
The astral plane.
I think honestly, because it was never really
Rob canceled. This is the last stream. Go ahead, K-Dot.
It wasn't really that, but I think any of the people there can pretty much, if they want to go to another city and relax, they can go. But before Endgame, like, don't expose the magic and stuff. But now after Endgame, everyone knows about Doctor Strange and the Wizards, so they're not a secret anymore like they used to be. So I think they might be a little bit more lenient now to where, okay, everyone knows about our secret society. Just be careful with your magic.
Let's be real. The MCU kids are more disciplined than the adults. They ain't sneaking out. They're going to class. They're doing their work. They ain't going nowhere.
You thought they were lame, but then we get Wong, and he's got so much personality.
He's the Sorcerer Supreme. He's like the leader of them. They're gonna do what he does. They're gonna follow his example.
Good point. Yeah.
Wong literally broke Abomination out of jail for some weird reason that didn't make sense, but he just did it. So
broke him out twice.
Yeah.
To fight, right?
Yeah, to fight and then to break him out and have him come stay with him. So yeah, Wong been breaking the law constantly. So who's to say the kids won't?
I mean, did you guys like She-Hulk? Like, do you guys think it followed the comics accurately?
My issue with it wasn't comic actually. My issue with it was just bad writing. I don't like the show. Period. I think it had potential to be good. I was excited for it, but after watching it, I never want to see an episode from that show again.
I think it's like Spider-Man No Way Home. It has some cool stuff that happens in it, but it's pretty much unwatchable.
Ooh,
you're alone there.
Definitely.
I agree with Second Street. He's preaching.
Here we go. Of course, the DC fan. Of course, the DC fan.
That was question 24. It is 33 Burning MCU Questions. Chillmongers in the building with a newbie, Jonty, who's here, with an oldie, Second Street Marvel, with Anzo from Bigford Entertainment, and Long Live T'Challa with K-Dot. Jonty, before we continue with these questions, since you're new, you want to introduce yourself and tell them what we can find on your channel and how it's spelled and everything?
Sure. My name is Jonty. I'm an audio engineer, music producer, filmmaker, and also a YouTuber. You guys can find me on all streaming platforms under my name, Jonty, Jaunti. I recently just posted a video about separating actors from the actual characters. A video called "Let Chadwick Rest, Let T'Challa Live On." So you guys can find me on all not streaming platforms. You can find me on all platforms, social media platforms under my name.
Cool. Number 25. Are Spider-Man's hands sticky by default and he chooses to turn it off? Or does he consciously have to activate his stick? So this is the thing here. I remember when he first gets his powers, comic book wise, and then even the Tobey Maguire ones. It's like, oh no, I'm sticking. Oh no, I'm touching them. So like, it is automatically default sticky. He has to try to make himself not sticky.
Yeah, he didn't know how to control it.
I agree.
So he has to turn it off because we've seen in the Tobey movies, there's little hairs that come out that make him stick.
Right.
They show little hairs.
I would say it's like breathing, where it's something that's involuntary, but you can actually train yourself to breathe at certain ways at different times to whether you're fighting, you're out bike racing or anything like that, like whatever you need to control your breath for, like Bruce Banner did.
It's like your nose, because it's within our vision, it's in our line of sight, but we tell ourselves to ignore it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we don't. It's there. If I told you and now we're focusing on it, sure, it's happening. And yeah, like breathing, you will manually be breathing if you're thinking about it. But other than that, no. So it's not hard. It's not difficult for Peter, but it's definitely consistently on. Anyone want to touch up on this one too? Because me and Trinity nailed it.
No, I agree
Now,
with you guys.
Yeah, I agree with you guys too. I couldn't have said it better.
I just want to go back to one of these comments over here where we got what's his name, Perp over here saying I'm capping. There ain't no cap there, man. You can literally go watch on my channel. I have griped about No Way Home way more than I ever did Captain Marvel.
Wow.
I don't think I ever griped about Captain Marvel.
People are on fire, bruh.
No
You
cap.
got No Way Home is an epic mess that I love.
Mhm.
He's kind of on your side.
I agree.
Of course you do, K-Dot.
Miles had sticky fingers because he grew up with Uncle Aaron. Clever. Good comments. 26. What's up with Wanda's Sokovian accent? What was the 838? Did she even have lines? The 838 version didn't speak, no?
She didn't have an accent either.
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did. All right. She was like, "Oh, help, Professor X, help!"
I think she
and that all
did.
white.
Oh,
was it.
shoot.
Just that one
I
white
think she
cop, that was
did.
the only scene she
Yeah,
spoke.
she
in.
did. She did talk, but she didn't have an accent. Like she just
Yeah.
had a regular American accent, like our Wanda. Wait, all right. So I don't have an accent. I don't have an accent. But let's say
No,
someone
everyone
grew up-
has an accent, but
Well, yeah, like
you
if
have
it's
a
something
foreign
that's
accent.
distinct. If something that's distinct. All right, let's say someone was born in Africa, lived there probably for a majority of their life, and came to America. What's the chances of their accent like fading away over time?
If they came when they were younger, it fades away. But if they were
Well-
so used to,
Well, Wanda was like what 16 or something when what age was they in Age of Ultron? That's when they probably for the first time where she finally started living in America. Because before that she was in Sokovia. She was
she
locked
watched
up,
a lot of
but she was-
American TV.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah.
she
I was
was
gonna say-
locked up.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say too. Is like sometimes we kind of pick up on other people's like way they talk, be it like maybe certain accents, inflections, and things like that. So I think that's kind of what happened to it. Is she started hanging around with all the American heroes, and she started to lose it.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'll just say this. I think whatever the actor,
Elizabeth
Elizabeth
Olsen.
Olsen, she got tired of it. She was like, I ain't doing this no more. She got tired of it, and I don't blame her. Having to keep an accent for like multiple. I don't blame her. That's why I don't think they did the same thing for Natasha Romanoff in the MCU. It's like
Probably.
I'm not even
probably
going to
have
do
to
this
do
because I'm going to be doing this for so many movies. Nah.
I think their natural accent would fade over time. Skitty Skids too. In the comic tie-ins, Natasha helped her perfect her accent. Thank you. I don't read those prelude comic tie-ins. Thank you. Now we got our
I haven't
answer.
read any of them.
They're
Except for
useless.
Thanos one.
How was the Loki Sylvie kiss aged? How has that aged? Loki season 2,
I thought it
episode
was-
6. Mwah.
I thought it was, sexy. It was weird, but it was sexy. That was the
Oh,
only
my
good thing I liked
Lord.
about the show.
Oh my
I thought it was
Lord.
sexy.
Did you think it was sexy, Anzo?
No, absolutely not. I don't think it aged well. I hope they do a lot better in season 2.
You hope there's tongue in season 2?
No, I actually hope they kill Sylvie in season 2. I want to watch the Loki show, not the Sylvie show.
Yeah, because everybody's mad at her.
Pretty much.
I don't think it aged very well. One thing it grossed a lot of people out because it was basically Loki kissing himself, but in woman form. Anywho, yeah, I agree with what he said. I hope season 2 is a lot better, but yeah, I really didn't care much for it.
Yeah, I don't
Trinity?
think the whole show I don't think the show at all has aged very well at all. Terrible show. Terrible show. It's got one good episode, the very last one.
The very last one.
I
That
agree
was the
with
one
that.
with the kiss.
Yeah, well, it was like the
Yeah, but
very
it was-
end of it too. It wasn't like the rest. It wasn't.
Because a lot of so Loki doesn't have a lot of action, right? And what you would hope for,
Self-pleasure.
is the dialogue to be the best thing about it, because that's all you're doing, just watching people talking. But I don't know, these writers, they don't got people that make engaging dialogue, like something like Quentin Tarantino.
Well, we know
Yeah,
why now.
If you're gonna do a show with people talking for majority of it, that dialogue got to be like engaging.
Listen, they get on a train and have this huge fight with a bunch of like humans or whatever, and not once did they ever use any magic or anything. And I was like, what are you guys like?
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean?
Mm.
No, garbage.
Kimani Williams is making a case for why you will never be a moderator on my YouTube channel. Loki was trash. Big Braille says Kang was the best part of Loki.
I
Yes.
agree.
Basically, good acting performance from Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
Yep.
We're at question 28. We're an hour in and we're at 28. See, today's going to be a short one. Who is the least likely Thunderbolt to die? Now, Ghost. Everyone else has that
yeah,
same
Ghost.
power, how they're just like enhanced people who can fight. And there's Ghost. You would not pull her from that movie, Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolts. So Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost isn't dying.
Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Yelena?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
My bad. See, they got me. They got me, man. Damn it.
That's why I go by. I call Sam Falcon all the time, so they'll never get me.
Dang it.
Damn, I would say Red Hulk.
Red Hulk. I was waiting for Anzo to say something about Falcon so I can play this one.
Oh no, my daddy told me it's Black Falcon.
Y'all think Red Hulk's all right? Wait, all right. So the villain is gonna be Sentry, and they do finally introduce Red Hulk. That would kind of make sense because you don't, that if what the rumors is Sentry is the villain. That's the rumors. We know no one on that team can fight Sentry, even if they tried, even if they wanted to. So maybe they might introduce. Ross
Hopefully,
member.
Red Hulk will be the Hulk that we should have got.
Fact.
Very good one. Very good one.
Bucky.
I think Perp is right though there.
Nah,
Red
Bucky
Guardian?
better not die. Bucky still needs some respect put on him.
Yeah, let's keep those phase oneers. Him, War Machine. Let's keep them. Red Hulk. With the rumor about. Go ahead, get up.
Oh no, I'm tripping. Someone said Red Guardian. Red Guardian is very likely to die. He's very likely.
He should have died in Black Widow.
Agreed.
He's got one more movie in him.
Family movie, man.
Yeah, I know. We still should have died. You gotta have some kind of tragedy with the family, something to.
How about all of them? Can you imagine if Sentry took so many out?
Hey, no. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. They have a secret weapon. It's a crack pipe.
Oh Lord.
Red Guardian got beat
Like,
up by
here's
regular
Sentry.
people. Looking would have been better if it leaned Loki, I think he means. Leaned into being about a villain thrust into a situation of a hero and doing things the way a villain would do it. Yeah, that would have been a cool Loki show. It was a little bit of that though. Yelena's safe. Yeah, she's safe. I hope Taskmaster dies and the real Tony Master shows up. I think they've committed. This is their Taskmaster. To me, like,
Well, they did just say it was a Taskmaster program. They didn't actually say, but I don't know. We could really chop it up about that one.
when did they say it's a Taskmaster program? In the Black Widow movie?
Yeah. They said it was a part of the Taskmaster program, which to me sounds like something you would probably have somebody. If you had a Taskmaster program, you'd probably have somebody in charge of that, kind of showing these people or developing this technology. 'Cause
Or
this is
more than
technology.
one taskmaster, right? If it's a program, you have more than one taskmaster. So yeah.
And if Trent, all right, since Trent, you mentioned that, maybe Tony, and this is the way they can do it. If they want to do their Mandarin flip with this Taskmaster, you have Tony Masters be the originator of that program, but he broke away from the Dreykov because business deal gone wrong. And Dreykov took over the program from there. But it was both their program, and he kicked out Tony Masters. And he comes back to kill this Taskmaster. Go like, I don't like these copycats. Boom.
Of the Taskmaster Initiative. Thank you, Rogue Comics. Hey, Rogue, notice how I'm reading your comment during your live stream? Because you're putting the effort to care enough to write something, and so I read it. So, like, see how appreciated you are right now, Rogue Comics, that I'm reading your comment? You should do the same on your channel. Immediately. Let's go to number 28. Does the Hulk's son make it clap? I don't know. How powerful is he? Can he do the sound gamma wave clap thing, the gamma clap? Huh?
I guarantee.
Oh, okay.
you
I thought you were talking about
50
something
bucks,
else.
He's
I
about
thought
to
we were
be.
talking about twerking.
I bet you $50 he's gonna be a superior Hulk. They're gonna make Scar so much better.
He'll actually have anger issues, right?
Yeah, I think
After that
they're.
haircut, yeah.
I think they're about to.
Yeah,
I think they're about
yeah.
to pull
I even think
another Mandarin on us and give Scar the qualities of Hulk that we've been looking for.
Yeah, I really think, and I think in the comics they even fought a lot together too. So, like, even his son even had the upper hand over the original Hulk. So, best believe it's going to happen. But there was a scene in She-Hulk where the Hulk was out of space. So, do you guys think that they're going to come out with another solo Hulk film to explain where he was, Planet Hulk?
I think they're trying to do
I
that.
hope. Yeah.
Supposedly.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
They have to wait until
I hope so too.
You guys like my wording of the question? Does his son make it clap?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about him twerking like She-Hulk. So I'm like, yeah, I bet he does with that haircut.
See,
I mean, I know
wanna
exactly
know-
what he meant. I know exactly what he meant, but I heard about the punchline in that question.
I want to know who the Hulk clapped to have that kid. That's what I want to know.
I forgot her name. I forgot her name.
Did we
I
all
forgot
read
her
the
name.
Old Man Logan story? Hillbilly Hulk is coming.
They'll never adapt that, but that would be dope. If
Oh,
they,
you
Yeah.
read that comic? Kida read a Marvel comic? Yeah.
dude, Old Man Logan is tight. It's a nasty, disgusting comic, but that's a tight comic. That comic is disgusting though. Hulk is a freak.
Rogue says, yes, wise ASS, but you're not in the midst of playing Fortnite, avoiding being killed by 10-year-olds while doing the stream. I'm not. But I am watching my language feed. Scar versus Meg the
If you're
Stallion.
losing to 10-year-olds, Mike, you need to stop playing Fortnite.
Can Doctor Strange fix Scar's hairline? That's question number 34. Yeah, can Doctor Strange do it? Yes. Yeah.
That was my question. What the heck did they do to that boy's hairline?
Horrible.
Mhm.
This is what they did. Whoever cut his hair pushed his hair, like cut all of it off at the top.
That was a major pushback, believe me.
Everything right here and left something here, and he got this weird big bun. A big
Yeah, he looked like he looked like a Japanese monk.
They
So I'm
basically
like-
they were trying to make him look like Limu Bai.
It doesn't even look like it because it's in the Japanese ones like a skinny ponytail.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Not as big.
He had like some big thing that looked like a bun. It looked like
that
a
was like the
mushroom.
ultimate mullet.
That thing was freaky.
That's her name? Is her name Sierra, the wife of the Hulk?
Kyra.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm.
it started with C. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Two
I have
of
a
them said
feeling that's not.
Kyra.
I have a feeling that won't be his mom though, because you would think we'd see Kyra in Thor Ragnarok. You know, because her and Hulk.
That would have made a lot of sense. You're right. That would have made a lot of sense.
I
It
don't
was
think
a
his
Thor
mom's
movie.
gonna be Kyra.
Did he
It was
have
a Thor movie,
bathers
they
while
didn't-
he was there on Sakaar? Did he have women that came in and bathed him?
He
Evidently.
slept, so it seemed like he was just a gladiator and he got a chance to sleep with multiple women. But Kyra doesn't just like she ain't no sleep around type. You gotta work if you want to wife her up. You gotta
So
work for it.
It could be an adopted son. Maybe he's not biologically the dad, but he raised him. Maybe.
And another thing too, they also said after she died, Hulk lost his mind. So in She-Hulk, when he introduced his son to everybody, he was calm. So I was like, something's not right. That's one thing I don't like what Marvel's not doing. They're not accurate with the comics.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
so
they
that's
have
just frustrating.
maybe they have kids. Maybe they have kids like Korg does. You know.
I hope Kyra be in the Hulk movie. He looks like Roman Reigns. Yeah, he does look like Roman Reigns.
He does.
Number 29. 30. We're at 30. Based off of Iron Man 2, is Stark wealthier than Musk?
Well, Tony hasn't done something like buy Twitter for 44 million and not feel like they wasted anything. So, Tony's still richer. Tony's richer.
John
Musk-
C.
Musk
Is Tony
hasn't
Stark?
made any fancy suits, so no, he just made Tesla.
Well, Chillmonger, to answer your question, I would say Tony's still richer than Musk because you don't see Musk. I mean, of course, he's creating Teslas, but he's creating Iron Man suits and fire. Like he has huge firepower, so of course he's making that moolah more than Musk. There's no comparison in that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because he's making those Iron Man suits, spending all that money, and he's not making a profit on them. You know what I mean? He's just making them. So abundancy of money, he's just like spitting it out there. Yeah, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, he's richer than
That
us.
is true. He's not making profit off them suits. The only way he's
Everyone-
making profit is through the company and whatever,
Mhm.
they're actually making. They're not
Right.
they're not in the weapons industry no more. So whatever they're producing from the company, that's the only money Tony is really getting.
See, he has so much
Yeah.
money, he doesn't need to continue doing the weapons industry.
Facts.
Trinity, don't be the odd one out here. Tony Stark is richer than Elon, right?
Maybe so, and that's why he has to steal everybody's ideas and inventions. He's like the Sony of Marvel characters. He just takes their inventions and improves upon them. Yeah.
Mm.
Saving
Tony
money.
made AI that actually works. That's a dig right there. Listen, Elon Musk, happy for you, but if you're in a superhero property, they're only using you to show how rich and how smart the other guy is. You're an example. You're the measuring stick, just so that they can say Tony's up there. Brian says Stark has a satellite. There's no Musk satellite in space somewhere.
Soon.
True.
Wait, you have connections? Why'd you say that soon?
Well, isn't he? Isn't Musk's been talking about doing some of the space program thingy.
So yeah, he's gonna have travel to Mars or something.
Yeah.
And then
Tony's a rich man.
recently he took a trip with some other old people and stuff, and they went in space.
He took a trip with a few people. There's some actors that went out with him too. Well, you guys are out of your goddamn mind.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it. No.
They over there getting ready because they know something. They know something. They get their home on Mars ready.
When I was growing up, I watched that Challenger take off, and that alone was enough to make me ever say, if this planet is going down, I am going down with it. I am not getting in no spaceship. I won't even get an airplane. You think you're going to get me in a spaceship?
Is the Challenger the one that disintegrated?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother had a picture of it, and I think she had the plate with all the astronauts that died on the ship. Yeah, I definitely remember.
Did you say your grandmother? Thanks, guy. I'm like, I watched it live. He's like, oh, my grandmother had a picture of it. Like, oh, thanks.
Number
Wait, are you talking about
31.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Challenger. There's only one.
Okay. You talking about the one that happened a long time ago?
Yeah, and then
Because I think okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's the one my grandmother had. She had a plate. She had a plate with all the astronauts on it, and I was like, "What is this?" And she had all the astronauts and said, "Hey, they died." I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
mid-80s, I think. Something
Yeah.
like that. Something like that.
1986. Yeah, to watch that live, that was crazy.
Remember Space Camp? Space Camp was, I think, did Space Camp come out after that movie or after that happened?
Space Camp.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was a movie. There's something similar kind of happened, or not similar, but like some kids were gonna go off. They were part of a program and they got launched off into space. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Let's read some more live chats. Well, there's only one extra new one from Gray, who says it happened in 1986.
There we go.
There was another one, though. There was another one that happened recently. I think that more recently, maybe 2001, 2, 3, where it was a whole bunch of young people.
Yeah, but I don't think it was called the Challenger. I think it was called something else.
I don't remember that
Did it?
one.
Yeah, I remember because it was live on the news. They showed it disintegrating, going back into the atmosphere. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I think.
So what do people
I
say
think
about
I
flat
remember.
Earth? Do they go like, "Oh, you see, it's because they went to the flat side"? Like, what do they say?
You'd have to ask a flat earther that.
Yeah.
If Poe is watching, he'll tell you. Poe, you there? Lord.
Which character has assembled the most paper planes? Marvel has a lot of people. We have a lot of dead characters who have lived a long time. Paper planes, like for Thor and for Odin and for those guys, they're not interested in that. They have way more sophisticated ways to entertain themselves. I don't even think they have paper. So it's not going to be one of those old ones.
Which character
Earthbound
has
old
done the
people.
most paper planes? Peter.
Think about
Peter,
the
yeah, I was
ancient
thinking
one.
that too.
She was years old, but she was in her adulthood for most of that. I associate paper planes with something a kid would do, and she was not there doing no paper planes. Are there
Yeah.
any Japanese characters that are down with origami in the Marvel? No.
Wait,
So that would have been an easy answer.
It was more than likely.
I would say I would say Loki because when he was in prison, didn't he shoot paper planes? He was shooting something. I forgot what it was.
Nah. You got to prove
I
it.
could be wrong.
I think you're wrong.
You gotta prove
I'm
it.
not giving it to any Asgardians or Jotunheimers or anything like that. No. It's got to be an Earth hero.
Chillmonger, chill. I'm just playing. But I could be wrong though. Let's see.
It'll probably be Peter.
You could be right.
Because think about it, you not saying he's into like planes and stuff, but I think him making different types of planes and stuff and drawing them, he probably drew designs on them and stuff too.
You know what? I won't even say Peter because Peter's like our age. Ain't nobody making paper planes now. It'd probably be Tony Stark, man. That's how he got the ideas to do some of the stuff he was doing, making paper planes and all those kind of stuff with papers when he was growing up. Like, oh yeah, look, this is cool. I can make this.
Oh, you know who it was? No. No, War Machine is in the Air Force or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which branch of the military is he in?
I'm pretty
The Air Force, huh?
Air Force.
Yeah, it was Air Force. Yeah, he says it in one of them. I think it's Air Force. Yeah.
Rhodey. Or Carol Danvers.
In that case, Carol Danvers then.
Nah, she left at a young age. She had a lot of time in space, so that gave more time for Rhodey to do more air paper planes. He probably used it in some strategy.
She was an adult when she got abducted.
But I feel like Rhodey in his adult life, because of the position he is, he's a colonel. He may have needed like examples. Just give me that paper. Let me show you. So if we go this way from the south, then we can go fly this way. He definitely used it in his examples too. Rhodey is the answer to my question about planes. I associate planes with the B.O.B. Oh, how does that song go?
In that case, it's old what's his name? Randall Park's character.
That fool?
Oh.
In the FBI?
Army Hammer.
Dang.
Could have been him too.
Man, this is a hard question.
Justin Hammer?
Yeah, that's it. Could have been him too.
Yeah. Nah, he's in jail.
Yeah, when he was growing up, though. We're talking about when he's growing up, man.
He's like That's a good guess, too. That's a good one.
He was busy trying to figure out why his paper planes wouldn't fly.
Yeah, and why Tony's did.
You see, yes, so he was driven, which made him make more paper planes. I didn't say they would have to be completely good flyable planes. They just have to be paper planes. So because he failed so much, he kept on building new ones, trying it from here. Let me stand at the top of the stairs. This is a guy, Justin Hammer. Oh, Justin Hammer, I think he might have it over Rhodey. I didn't think Rhodey would be topped. Let's think this through, though. Is there anyone with more suggestions? Live chat. Where do we go? The U.S. Air Force. Yes. Maybe Captain Marvel made a few paper planes. She thought of being a pilot as a child. Yeah. Thor created the most because he's like 500 years old. Oh, if we're talking about as a child, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, which character? It can be anybody, no matter how old they were.
Oh, I said he's actually like 1,500 years old. So.
Yeah, he's like 1,500, but he's from another planet where paper is not popular. They have other ways to communicate and read on other devices. Paper? No. He's getting turned into a frog by his brother. They have way different ways to entertain themselves. Zemo in prison. Riri. Oh, it is Riri. Yeah, Riri makes the most paper planes. Easy. End of discussion. Riri Williams is a paper planer. She's just,
I swear. Chill's wife is going to be named Riri. He's going to meet a woman one day and say, hey, what's your name? Riri. Oh, will you marry me? Watch.
So Anzo's making a big leap. He's guessing that I'm unmarried now, which is information I've never divulged.
Good point. Huh?
He's like, let me see those fingers. He never wears a ring on his YouTube videos.
Good point.
That is 31. That was a good one. That was one where I clipped, right? Do I clip this one?
Yeah, you can clip it.
Yeah.
Check us all out. Chillmonger, John T, Second Street Marvel's down there, Big Fred Entertainment, and Long Live T'Challa is SSJ, Gate Out Sanctum. 32. What is your best theory for the Ten Rings origin? That's how they ended the Shang-Chi movie. They made us think about, where's it coming from? Where are we going to see him next? The origins are probably tied to the Kree, because Carol Danvers was part of it.
This is my time to shine right here. This is where it's my time to shine. It's actually all due to the Celestials. It's all celestial technology. If you go watch the movie The Eternals, which I've talked about many times, it's all based off this celestial technology, which all ultimately comes down to this thing called the Emerald Tablet. And the movie of The Eternals is basically a whole, it's like a biography or an explanation of what exactly the Emerald Tablet is. If you go look that up on Wikipedia, it'll tell you about that. And the movie is basically explaining exactly what that is. And it's basically the thing that all technology, science, medicine, all derives from, is this thing called the Emerald Tablet. Just like the Ten Rings.
I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to add, I think I seen the Ten Rings in the Ms. Marvel flashback. And that could also be related to this Emerald Tablet.
I am going to agree with him 100%.
And did you guys notice any rings in the new Ant-Man trailer? You think that might have something to do with that as well?
I didn't notice the rings.
Certainly.
Yeah?
Yeah, there were rings that symbolized everything that he mentioned. I'm assuming it could have some type of relation. So
they look like the Ten Rings. They had like the purple on the sides of them and everything. Yeah.
3 of people in the live chat say that is Kang's rings, so it could be related to that. I heard they might have something to do with a character named Quasar, the Nega Bands. They're bracelets in the MCU, as opposed to rings. Kang Tech. You know who has the rings, by the way, right now? If you go read Iron Man issue number 24, Riri Williams has them. Ironheart has possession of those rings.
Of course.
Kang Tech lost in different timelines. Yep, Celestial Tech.
So is that what Kang is going to be looking for, those rings?
I guess. They might be really important.
Interesting.
They stole it from Tony Stark. The rings are Iron Man lore. The MCU is messing up Iron Man lore, shaking my head. Look at Snyder Steppenwolf just throwing a fit over there, wherever he is. He's in Canada, right? Snyder Steppenwolf? I might hear you if I plug out one of my earbuds, having a fit.
Well, yeah, the only thing I can see where the rings is tied to is either Kang or the Celestials. But I feel like they're gonna, like, Kang is not celestial level, I think it would make more sense these rings are tied to something like the Celestials, not exactly just Kang. Because Kang is obviously going to get defeated at some point. He's going to be gone. But the Celestials, they're going to be around here for like almost forever in the Marvel Universe. MCU or comics. So
Snyder says, people are defending why the current Avengers weren't at T'Challa's funeral. They defend trash writing in this film. Yeah, they do.
I agree. 100%.
Shout out to Riri Williams and her fingers right here.
They weren't going to allow any colonizers to go to Wakanda.
You guys see that? See those rings on her fingers right there? Feel like it, okay.
Quick question, Joe. How do you feel about the rings being on the wrist instead of the fingers?
I understand that they just went through the Infinity Gauntlet storyline where there's actually gems that you keep on the fingers, and that would be too closely related. And I'm also not. They're not the 10 rings. They're not these rings that I was just talking about. They're these brand new things.
I kind of feel that's just how they wear them. Because if you watch the movie, they kind of expand and shrink down. I kind of feel like maybe they could shrink down to be ring size as well.
Because when Shang-Chi...
In the recent Shang-Chi comic book, Legend of 10 Rings, they actually introduced these rings that are actually bracelets, just like the movie did. And so it's a weird thing where they're actually following movies, which I prefer when the comic books are the pace are the the ones that get copied. But now we can totally separate in our brains, and we can say that these 10 rings that Shang-Chi has are not the same ones from the Iron Man lore.
Mm.
Let's read some more live chats. Perp says, looks cooler on the wrist. Yeah, it does. You think they married Game in Trouble? You think the married Game in Trouble? Am I reading that wrong? What does it mean?
I don't know what he means by that.
No
Me
idea.
either.
Perhaps it's because it wasn't a public funeral. It was a funeral for Wakandans only. I swear y'all like hating just to hate.
I agree, Mike. 100%.
Yeah, now when this is the most important black hero in the movie.
Oh no! Stop it.
If this was War Machine, I understand why only probably 2 people went to his funeral. Ain't nobody going to a War Machine funeral.
The 10 bracelets. You think the Marvel's Avengers game is in trouble? No. Yeah, stop it, Mike. Thank you, Snyder. Gang up on Mike, everybody. Boo, Mike.
No,
if
Mike-
you're subscribed
Mike has
to
a
Road
point.
Comics, unsubscribe. Why does the MCU Shuri have Riri's comic book hairstyle? They gotta sell a new toy. She'll have another hairstyle in the next movie. That's what
Wait.
they do.
Wait, he's saying why does or doesn't?
Why does she have Riri's hairstyle?
No, she doesn't. Her hair was braided. Isn't Riri
plus-
comics hair kind of like frizzy and stuff?
Yeah,
there's
she
a side
has something like a fro, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
like not
like
a fro, but
like a fro type thing going on in the comics. In the movies,
Mm.
her hair was braided up.
yeah.
It wasn't all rated though. It was rated in the second half of that movie, not the.
Now it was
beginning.
braided since the beginning.
No, it was braided through the whole thing, I think.
Yeah, it was.
What about in the post-credit scene where she's just looking off into the distance? She did have the Riri style. I only watched the movie once and it was on my computer, so I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm wrong.
Nah, yeah,
What?
yeah. I mean, she had to braid.
Yeah, I
the whole
pirated it. I didn't pay for that much.
You
That
sailed
movie.
the high seas.
I sailed the 7 seas. Arrgh. I might go
Phantoms on
tonight.
yourself.
Anzo, I didn't hear what you said. I'm happy I didn't because I was talking over you. I might go tonight and I might go like pay for a ticket to Black Adam and then just
Stop
tiptoe into
it.
it.
Yeah,
Stop
do
it,
that.
stop
Pay for
it,
that Black
stop
Adam
it.
ticket.
Stop
I want to
it.
support a movie that has a franchise player and not the supporting character of a franchise who will only have like a couple years in the sunshine until they reboot and they will recast T'Challa and it'll be like, all right, why do we invest all of this love into Shuri? Why? When we could have had T'Challa for consistently for the next decade.
Hey, look, I always take a good solid trilogy over thousands of movies. in one
Shuri
class.
will not be the Black Panther in the next Black Panther movie.
So why did we waste our time investing into a character when we could have had a familiar T'Challa over and over and over again?
I don't even think it's wasting our time. There was characters that got shine. She had a shine in Black Panther, the first one. She has
Mhm.
a shine in this one. It has nothing to do with investing in the characters. Like characters come and go, regardless of who it is. They come and go. Tony Stark's come and go. They all come and go. Right? You're gonna get it. Just
No.
Recast T'Challa.
Yeah.
Replace Nate Moore.
Replace Nate Moore.
No, he is the cuckoo clock.
He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Cuckoo God.
Haters.
Oh, we're lovers. We're T'Challa lovers, not haters.
Oh, haters.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna keep tweeting the tweet, and I'll keep making videos on it.
Me too. I'm sorry. Me too. But that would not make me a hater.
Keep doing what you're doing, because there's other groups that milk a subject and they get subs off of it. So if that's what happens, go ahead. Do you? I ain't nothing wrong
Chill
with
is turning
that.
into a Snyder bro. He's turning
Well,
into a Snyder bro.
the Snyder crowd are not fighting for black representation in its highest form, as you will hear K-Dot explain one day. Just,
Right, because we didn't just watch a movie that was full of black people, so there's no representation. I get it.
No, representation isn't by quantity. There's also levels of characters. The worth of someone like T'Challa is over here, someone like Storm is over here, and then there's every other black character.
Yeah, all the other-
but
aside
as
from-
you
That's what
said,
it should've
as you said, and you've said it before, you can always take one of those little characters and elevate
Elevate.
Yeah, that's it. Elevate them to a status where they're up there.
And I believe that what you said is a true statement, and you can take Shuri and you can theoretically elevate her until she gets to T'Challa's level, and theoretically even elevate her more and more. However, I know that after Black Panther 3 and the MCU is over, because it's going to be over one day, they're going to reboot and they're going to restart with a T'Challa. So why waste my time? I don't have the time right now to go to Shuri and then little TJ and then whoever is the next Black Panther. Let's just have one constant and have a popular character grow in stature who happens to be black, and that would be beneficial to the world and all the places that don't really have.
And you can still get all of that. That's what I'm saying. You can still get all of that. You can still get the character that's beneficial to the world. It's gonna happen without the reboot, Black Panther 3.
Are you talking to me about the T'Child?
Yes, I am.
But Nakia's son?
Yes, I am.
Oh
About
man,
the Haitian citizen?
So, still African.
Yeah. Is he though? I mean,
Yeah,
they say he's
still
Nakia's
African.
kid, but did we ever? No, let me see
Nakia
his
was
papers.
African.
Mm,
Nakia was from
this is a
Wakanda.
new character we're
She says it in the
talking about
movie.
here.
She says it in the movie. She says, "I am still Wakandan," you know.
well, that child is a bastard.
Okay, well that I can't say nothing to. That I can't say nothing to. But how many bastards do we have in the MCU already anyway? So
There
Too
were not
many.
many. Tony and what's his name?
Too
Howard
many.
and Maria Stark were married to each
The
other.
only currently the only
Thomas
hero
Orphan.
with parents is Miss Marvel.
and Tony.
Nah, Tony's
That were married.
No, well,
And the
they were.
current iteration, yeah.
I want to say
Oh,
that
okay.
Bucky's parents were married, and I'm going to go ahead
Well,
and
when
say
we got
that
introduced
Steve's-
to Tony in the MCU, he didn't have any parents. Both his parents. were dead. He's
Yeah,
not
but
a
we're-
He was
bastard.
orphaned. He was orphaned.
Yeah, they were
But is it
dead,
really
but they were
orphaned when it
together.
happens when
what
they're
was
that
it?
old?
Right.
Is it really orphaned when they're that old? Because he was an adult. I mean, he's like 18 when that happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you kind of stop being an orphan at a certain age.
yeah.
Let's read some of these live chat. Well, first of all, Mike is in the building. Hello, Mike.
So Mike.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Anzo?
Yeah, I can tell by Mike's he's about to go off right now.
Y'all are sitting here talking about T'Challa when the most egregious thing that this dude ever said was that when he is looking at writers, he doesn't want writers who actually like Marvel stories. Like that's
Oh
the,
yeah. I mean,
even-
that's part of the list of the nonsense.
that's worse
Nate
than
Morby's saying.
anything he has said about T'Challa. Like you guys,
No,
Look,
no,
look.
You can
look,
say stupid
Chad-
things all you want. Don't
Y'all-
pull the greatest black superhero.
Y'all are
That's why we're
acting
replacing
like
Nate Moore.
Marvel intentionally killed Chadwick Boseman so
You
they could
know?
replace him with Sherry. Like they didn't do that, okay?
I don't say that.
So
No,
stop
they
it.
intentionally killed T'Challa.
Nah,
I would rather have T'Challa, that version of T'Challa dead than have him replaced with someone else because I know that there would have been 9,247,732.5 outrage videos about how he was replaced
Preach,
by
Mike.
so and so. Okay,
You're an idiot.
that's what would do not use the future head of Marvel against me. Okay,
Yes.
I
yes.
resent that.
I will. I will
Once
use
Amon
her
gets
every
in
time. Let me
there-
find some more that I can use.
Listen.
Well, see,
Mike
look,
is
think about, look
spitting
at it
facts
like
right
like this. It's literally like all the Batman castings.
that's what I said in my video.
When Christian Bale came on the scene, everyone's like, "Ew, he's gonna suck. He ain't Keaton. He's trash." When his movie came out, Christian Bale shut everybody up. I mean, there's some people like
Not
Anza
me.
and Mike who hates those movies,
You're
but
right.
but still, the majority of people, Christian Bale shut up. And after that, Ben Affleck came. I don't like that his Batman kills, but when BVS came out, he was the best thing people received from BVS was Batman. Then we get to Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson had probably the worst backlash. It was like, you got the Twilight boy, the vampire kid, pale vampire boy, and guess what? He shut me up because I was hating on him too.
So, out of all those actors you named, which one of them died and was replaced by someone else?
Exactly.
I don't care.
All right, I'll use another one for example.
You should care.
I'll
You
use
should care.
another for example. Dumbledore. Nobody even really noticed Dumbledore was recasted.
What about
I
the
did.
Crow? What about
Because
the
the
Crow?
first one died.
I didn't know Dumbledore ever got recast. I thought it was the same dude playing him since the first.
No, his looks were different. His looks were different. The face was different. You could definitely tell that was a different actor.
Right.
Like I said all this. I said, man,
What
you
about
guys pretty
Clooney
much
and Kilmer?
recapping everything that I said.
What
Which
about
one?
Clooney and Kilmer? That was literally like
You're good.
Clooney and Kilmer was literally like
recast
literally in the same
part of the
universe,
same
and totally
continuity.
new characters.
They didn't die.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
but I'm
about
saying they didn't die, so there was no emotional like disrespect you were doing to
what
Chapek.
about Superman?
It did not matter.
What about
Because there-
Superman?
But see, look, all
Superman
right,
didn't die either. Well, Superman died after.
No. I bring up Superman because everyone claims that Christopher Reeve was the best Superman of all time. But to this day, Henry Cavill is the best one yet in our generation in this era. That's why I said in my video. So I was trying to compare that when people said that, oh, it's okay to kill T'Challa off. I mean, there's no one that can replace T'Challa. But people are so focused on because of Chadwick, they don't want to ruin what Chadwick created. You're not ruining anything. I mean, first of all, he's gone. So what do you expect to happen? He's going to be recast eventually.
Right.
You may not, right? But you're gonna get, like Mike said, a lot of people. What if he's crap? What if they got this guy to play T'Challa? And
That's a chance we're willing to take.
then you're gonna have
That is-
people running around. It's all no matter what they have done, people
It's a
were gonna
chance we're willing to
complain.
take.
No matter
It's a
what
chance.
they have done,
It is-
It's a
Yeah,
chance we have to
there's
take because you expect us not to have a T'Challa at all. I
there
mean,
will be
T'Challa is the
one
main
guy.
source of the Black Panther universe. So
There
if
will
there's no
be one
T'Challa,
guy. There
But
will
also,
be.
I
Sorry?
don't have the time to wait. I have a year. I have 2 years. I have 3 years. If you want to wait, push things back, get your story right. You mean this next
Right.
generation isn't gonna have a top black hero?
How
that
long do you
could
think
be
it's gonna take for the
elevating
next
and
movie to
benefits?
come out? Chill. How long do you think it's gonna take for Black Panther 3 to come out?
All right, let's look
T'Challa's
at.
not gonna be in it.
And
The
again,
real
look,
one.
it's
Yes,
not
he
like
will.
it's not like they
Almost doesn't
didn't
matter.
do something that was already established in the comic books. Okay, because she became Black Panther, like you broke it down before all this MCU BS. Okay, so
First of all, you're the only one to use MCU in this entire conversation. Just want to call that out. I don't practice that faith.
well, that's fine, but I'm talking about the world around you. See, because in your little bubble here, you could say that they could replace Chadwick and that would be okay, and you would be okay with that.
They
But
press
unfortunately,
T'Challa, not replace Chapek.
But unfortunately, in this particular echo chamber, that's fine. But when you step outside of it, there's going to be those grifters and those people that their voices are amplified way more than yours. Unfortunately, that they're performative with all this nonsense, and this is the narrative that gets pushed out there. I'm
That's
glad
a consequence.
that they did it. It is
and
a
that
consequence, and
that-
they had to see what they were okay with doing, where they would, and this is the other thing too. Now, a lot of people brought up his brother, what his brother said, and his brother said this and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On TMZ,
These
there's an
people-
article where he says that he knows Chadwick
the
would have
Chadwick
wanted.
wants his
They've
character.
never
Yeah,
said it,
He
but
says
they've
he
never actually
knows.
spoken about it.
Exactly. They never
But-
spoke about it, right?
And these people, meaning Ryan Coogler and Denai Guerrera and Angela Bassett and even Michael B. Jordan or whatever, when you work, and especially as close as they were, you become a family. So you had to take into consideration how they wanted to choose to represent their friend,
Mhm.
their brother, and all that
Well,
stuff. And
Mhm.
that nobody's looking at that either
Facts,
because
Mike.
it's just business. Like
The way
how do you
that-
think Ryan
After
felt?
Kobe died, did they not play his position at all the next game? He was like,
Get him!
they just like, we're not gonna put anybody in there to replace Kobe. We're just gonna like be one man
That's-
short.
That analogy is. I mean, that's a really
Totally
poor
different.
analogy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that has nothing. That's like saying, oh, when Thurman Munson died, did they stop having a catcher for the Yankees? That's stupid. Come on. If you were trying to
It's
do
the same
that
thing.
analogy, then maybe it's not the same. It's not the same thing. This is
It
the
is.
kid
It's just a metaphor, dude.
and the
Wait, didn't they retire Kobe's number?
His
Some
number,
teams
not
did.
his position.
Some teams did. Some teams didn't.
Oh, I was
Some.
Well, see,
getting ready
wait,
to
hold on.
explode
In
on something Mike
basketball,
said earlier about
I
how
don't know how
Okay,
that
what
works
about
because
okay? What
in
about
baseball,
General
be
Ross,
mad
William Hurt?
to the
in
actors, the
baseball they
staff,
retired the
everyone who
number
works there, who was
42.
wait, let me go, who were as close as family to Chadwick, or not actual family with Chadwick, and the way that they're honoring him is a way that is pulling the greatest black superhero in the history of superheroes, as well as the most highest profile black character in the history of fiction. And when you pull that guy away from films, the consequence is that there will be white people and Asian people and people who are not black at all, who will now not have this character in their life. The familiarity of the of a character to a person is virtuous. I probably don't have to explain why and how, but representation matters. And to pull this character and say that, well, instead there's going to be someone else who's Black Panther is not the same value. It would be elevating a character and showing how popular this guy is worth. Because Superman keeps getting recast. Oh, they recast T'Challa also. He must be on that level. Let's keep investing in him and him and him. And generations will be, oh yeah, Black Panther, T'Challa, yeah. They'll There's virtue in it, basically.
See, I agree with you, but I also disagree with you. I disagree because if they replaced him, I could see people saying, "Oh, so black males are replaceable." I mean, it didn't matter that
Chadwick Boseman just died, and they did that. I can't believe they did that. They should have retired the character. It would have been the same thing the other way around. Absolutely.
Okay,
Maybe that
okay. What about General Ross?
If the movie came out 2 years after his death in
Let's see.
2020,
All right, but
they did it so fast. So
but
I'm
see-
saying delays, put some brakes on it.
So
But see,
here's
this is the thing about it
here's-
because Nate Moore revealed it real quick. Nate Moore revealed it. Marvel, Disney told Kevin Feige told Nate Moore that they could have chose to not do a sequel or not.
Or
They
took their
chose
time.
to continue. They chose to do it at the time they did it.
When did he
the
say
whole
that?
thing, go watch E-Man did an interview with him.
E-Mans.
He did an interview with Nate
Yeah.
Moore.
Yeah,
And,
they did say
He
that.
just says Disney
And-
didn't say. Disney
Yeah,
didn't tell us.
Disney gave Nate Moore the option
No.
if they wanted to.
You're reading
not
into his
even do a
answer.
sequel or not.
You're reading into it, K-Dot.
like
All the
everybody
man said.
does.
I'm just saying. All he said was Disney didn't force us. That's because you guys already decided to make a movie in 2 years. There was nothing to force. There was never a conversation about it.
And see, this is what I'm trying to get at. That year Chadwick passed, they had time to go like, okay, we're giving the options out to push this back. We don't have to do a sequel, whatever. This is what they should, and this is what they should have done, whether it was recast or film the movie. Push it back 5 years. All of them needed time to grieve. It's clear. It's clear since Chadwick passed away in 2020. It was 2022 now. They were
writing the
have
script
had
in
their time to
2020.
heal.
And they were writing the new script in 2020, which got them into grieving.
They all just needed more time to heal. That's all I'm saying. Like, look, I'm not going to do something, and I'm still grieving. It's like,
K-Dot,
I
How
need
did that-
let me heal first before I get into
K-Dot.
the thing.
how did that work for Zack Snyder?
What?
His stepping away to grieve. How did that work for him?
He
From
got the
these
Snyder
show
cut
went
3
on.
years later.
But he
show went on.
he
Huh?
moved on and
The-
left.
No, he didn't leave. They fired him when he was gone. Right? They
show
fired
continued.
him when he was gone.
Well, we don't know the specifics on that because
Yes, we do.
No.
Yes, we do. The specifics have been out many times. They
No,
fired him
because
when he gone.
there was rumors that his contract was going to end his contract after Justice League.
But even still, if it was, they still never let him finish his movie. They fired him in the middle of finishing his movie.
No.
Right.
That film was just reshot.
No, it
The
wasn't.
movie still came out. That movie just reshot. They didn't.
The movie was
dismiss the whole movie.
the movie was not 100% finished, and then Joss Whedon came in and took about 10% of what Snyder did, or something like that. I can't remember what the percentage was, but regardless of anything, the movie wasn't finished. Zack Snyder stepped away because of his daughter being killing herself, and they fired him. Now, I'm not saying Marvel would have
I'm
done
not
that,
saying that
but
was
at
right
the
for him.
same
I
right.
always
But my
said
point
they
is,
should have released his cut.
but my point is, it's about the money. I'm not saying Marvel would have done that, but there is a big chance that, hey, man, we got a deadline to get this movie out. We have investors, and if you're taking too long to do it, then we're gonna find someone else to do it.
If Tom Holland died,
Yeah,
would they retire Spider-Man?
which is fine. The company has right
That's
to
that's what I said in my video. We pretty much recapping everything we said. Okay, I mean, I agree with some what you guys said, and I disagree with what you guys said as well. But let's go back to the comparison. How do you guys feel about General Ross being recast?
That's what I wanted. So that's what I wanted to answer.
And Harrison Ford now.
General Ross has a maximum of 20 minutes in probably all movies combined.
Also, that's a factor. How much time you spend on camera?
Compared
but his role was also small too.
Hold on, let me finish. Compared to Chadwick Boseman, who has been on set for months with a lot of these characters and built relationships with them. Ross comes in, does his lines, and bounces. Chadwick Boseman is filming movie parts with these movies for months with these guys.
Not that much.
It's totally different. It's totally different.
But no, you're weighing something that we don't even consider because it is of little value. We're talking about characters. We're talking about actors.
Right, but we're talking about But what I'm saying is because they needed to grieve, right? They were closer to him. So the death of Chadwick Boseman hit a lot of these guys harder than the death of Ross would because they have that type of relationship with us.
I'm sorry, Anzo, but if somebody died a year ago, then I can get over it enough to act with another guy in that character.
But you can never tell someone how long it takes them to grieve, bro.
Okay, Anzo,
everybody grieves differently.
And what were they grieving? The loss of Chadwick, right?
Yes, everybody grieves differently.
When they filmed Wakanda Forever, Chadwick wasn't there. Regardless of whether there was a character of T'Challa or not, Chadwick was missing. The source of the grieving was gone. Whether you recast it or whether you didn't recast, it's irrelevant to this discussion. You see what I mean?
No, it is relevant to the discussion because you're going to be
Chadwick?
Huh?
No, right.
They grieved them, right? But what I'm saying is people take longer to grieve. It took me like how many years to get over the death of my parents? Some people get over it right away, right? So now you're filming a movie where you're honoring someone. You think those emotions are not coming back, whether it's 1 year or 2 years later?
Yeah. Okay, so they did it. And so they did a movie without Chadwick Boseman while they were grieving Chadwick Boseman. That was what Wakanda Forever was.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer to be able to deal with that grief, Chill. That's my point. Whether they did it with grieving or not.
They filmed the movie dealing with grief.
Because it gets easier after time.
So it would be easier to not have a character called T'Challa. That would help with their grief. But if there was a character called T'Challa who was recast, they'd go, this grief is overcoming because
either way they're gonna grieve. What are you talking about? Either way.
Look. I understand. I understand.
That was the point that I was trying to say. Either way, they're gonna grieve.
Yes, but the reason why is it takes a little bit longer to get over that grief, right? It gets easier. So maybe that's why they took the time that they did. Maybe they should have took longer, right? Maybe
the only way that I can accept what you're saying is if you tell me right now that Chillmonger, a new actor playing T'Challa, would add to their grief.
It could have been. I can't say that for sure because I don't know, but it could. Absolutely, 100% it could.
Just say yes.
I can't say yes because I don't know. It could be. You know, you're sitting there filming a scene and you have some guy walking in with the Black Panther suit on saying the lines that were written for Chadwick Boseman. Of course, that's going to hurt.
It's called acting.
It's still going to hurt, though. We're humans. We have feelings.
When you act, you still going to go through it.
That's the essence of acting. That's the essence of acting.
And see, this thing, I understand Coogler lost his friend. I understand it. But Coogler took his feelings and took them all the way over here and took away something from us that didn't have to be taken away. I understand Chadwick was lost, but you know, you ain't gotta he didn't even introduce Black Panther to the MCU. It was the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers introduced him, and then Kevin Feige and Nate Morris said, "All right, I'm not saying Coogler didn't do something big with Black Panther. He did, but he just straight up asked him when he didn't even introduce the character. He's not, and I'll be honest, he's not the one who gave us the Black Panther we should have got. The Russo brothers. I'm be real. Coogler gave us a great look of Wakanda. He showed us something beautiful. Showed us what a Black kingdom would look like. A beautiful, rich Black kingdom with no colonizers. You know, luscious water, clean water, all clean everything. It looked like a beautiful society. That's what he did. But as far as T'Challa goes, the Russo brothers gave us T'Challa.
Why?
Yeah, he was on a mission of revenge, but when it came down to the fighting, with his demeanor, everything, Russo's did that. They directed him well. He was fired.
He was well in Black Panther too. I don't know what
He
you,
was.
I
He
don't
wasn't
know what
bad.
you're
I'm
talking
not saying
about.
he wasn't bad in Black Panther, but
I don't
compared to
get that.
Civil War, you know, there was a downgrade. But still, he was a good Black Panther.
So what was the downgrade? Please explain to me. Please explain to me what the downgrade is from Civil War to Black Panther.
There was multiple. He downgraded when it came to combat. Downgraded when it came to him becoming way too lenient, like opening up the resources to the world.
You know why, right? Because that's character growth. But go ahead.
No, that's not growth, and that's not growth in the Black Panther way. Because T'Challa, I hate to bring it up, but in the comics, ain't no way T'Challa going to open up.
Okay, but
resources.
Guys, let's get this. Let's get this right now. The MCU cinematic universe is not the comics.
Now
we know this. We have been
saying
this since phase 1. So why do we keep bringing up that's not what he did in the comics?
That's part of the essence of look with the comics. At least have the essence. The essence of T'Challa's character. He would never, ever, ever share vibranium with the U.S. He's not going to say, "Here, you guys, we're going to help you. We will help you, but we're going to do it our way."
And they weren't sharing.
Straight up opened up Wakanda.
Yeah, I don't think they were sharing.
They weren't sharing vibranium with the U.S. That's why they were trying to get it. What are you talking about?
No, in Black Panther 2, after T'Challa died,
he opened up, but
he opened
it up, but he never said anything about sharing vibranium. And then in Black Panther 2, hold on, and Black Panther 2, we find out they're trying to steal the vibranium. So it's obviously that he still wasn't sharing it with them.
No, that was after T'Challa died. Queen Ramonda closed Wakanda back up.
After they kept attacking.
Because
did you watch the movie? She closed it up because they kept attacking to try and get the vibranium. And then the last attempt is where she set them up. That's how she caught them.
Right.
They've been trying to steal it for so long. So obviously they've been doing it when he was alive.
And see, even then, T'Challa should have been smart enough to know this stuff. I understand why he did wait, but T'Challa is never ever going to open up Wakanda.
T'Challa was
dumb in the first place.
T'Challa was
that's not even
for
in character
5 years. How could he know?
All right, T'Challa in the comics.
There you go with the comics again.
Because Anzo, we want the essence of the we want the essence of the character. The essence. I'm not asking for everything to be 100% accurate. The essence. Act like T'Challa.
I agree.
You can change everything else around it. You can change this,
but
this,
you
this,
are
and that.
assuming
the
that he was
we all ask for the essence.
Yes, but you are assuming that he was giving the U.S. vibranium when in part 2
the world is vibranium.
When in part 2 they are stealing the vibranium, which means they were not getting the vibranium from Wakanda. Why do you go and steal something? Is because you're not getting it.
It wasn't.
They even try to get it when they found it in the ocean.
It wasn't until we seen T'Challa die when they went back into isolation again. When Keda said we're not sharing nothing with you guys no more.
But Keda,
if you guys are gonna argue, one of you should turn on your cameras at least. It's boring just watching a dull screen of people like this.
I'm like in my stuff, chilling on my couch. That's why.
It's fine.
But again. You're assuming, right? They opened it up, meaning they opened it up and shared resources does not mean that they were going to share the vibranium. They could have been sharing technology. They could have been sharing other stuff. It does not mean they were giving them vibranium. That's why they were trying to steal it.
But all their technology is linked directly to vibranium. That's the only thing these countries will want is vibranium.
Not all of it. You can teach them how to make certain things without vibranium, and that's what they were probably doing. But it's obviously they weren't. It's obviously right. It's obviously they weren't getting the vibranium. That is why they were trying to steal it. That's my point. They weren't getting it.
The Americans had plenty of vibranium anyway, because when they were cleaning up after the Sokovia Accords, all those Ultron bots that were made out of vibranium, they've got all that stuff.
Right. All right. So they probably had
greedy.
some.
They want more.
They wanted more, and Wakanda wasn't giving them the vibranium. They were sharing technology and how to better maybe America with certain stuff, but not the vibranium. And that's what we're talking about. They weren't given the vibranium.
I got no dog in this. It's all the same. Just recast the show.
I'm just gonna leave it because the only thing these
been a good
countries
debate.
want from the Wakanda is vibranium. They don't want nothing else. They don't they don't want nothing else. Look, because if I'm the US, I don't want nothing else from you. I want your metal. I don't
And
want
that's why they were trying to steal it, because they weren't getting it.
right. But see, all right, if they've been stealing it. They was even doing it the year T'Challa came back to life.
I'd be like, I don't even want your vibranium. I want some of your guys'
Like
fine
because
ass Wakanda
stuff,
women.
because Claw been doing it long before. This stuff wasn't new. So if T'Challa was alive in that same year, he came back, and there was still people trying to do it.
But that's why they had the little thing in Wakanda, because T'Challa was going to let Claw live, and he let Claw escape. So half of them were upset with that because Claw kept stealing the vibranium. That's what it's about. They kept stealing it. They weren't giving it.
And see, like even and you brought up the Claw. Another thing that's out of character for T'Challa. Ain't no way he finna let Claw go. He not gonna let the Americans take Claw.
Because it's the movie, right? Because it's the comic books, right? That's why.
No, because it's not. That's out of character. T'Challa's finna take Claw back to Wakanda,
Okay,
put
so-
him in a prison, or execute him. He not finna give him to the Americans. Like freak y'all. He is a Wakandan criminal. We're taking.
So if you, like we do, watch all these comic book movies, you know that Batman is out of character in certain things. That Superman is out of character in super things.
Batman is out of character. Robert Pattinson's Batman in character. Christian Bale Batman in character. Michael Keaton's Batman.
Christian Bale's Batman actually killed people too, and
but we
so
complain,
did.
don't we? We complain about that.
But this is what I'm saying.
This
is what I'm saying, though. This is something you guys need to get used to. It's gonna happen. They're not going to take everything that you see in the comics and put them in the movies. They're not gonna do it. So accept
keep the character consistent.
But yeah, this essence of the character, they're not even doing that no more.
They take the most important essence of the character, and maybe they switch up something towards because of the story.
Explain Captain Marvel then.
I don't read Captain Marvel comics, so you guys are on your own with that one.
It's probably because your argument falls apart there, because they completely changed everything about that.
About Captain Marvel? Maybe, I don't know. It's possible.
I'm talking about Captain Marvel.
To be fair, she is a douchebag in the comics, though.
Yeah, but she's not Captain Marvel.
She's a douchebag.
Captain Marvel was Marvel, and then eventually he died of cancer, kind of like Monica Rambeau's mom did. And then she eventually took on the name after Monica did, and after she was binary and all kinds of other things. And yeah, she was Ms. Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Well, okay. Maybe there's some characters where they just
even Hulk,
do them. I don't know.
The Hulk's character is totally gone in the MCU.
Absolutely,
100%. Correct with Hulk.
100%.
It's not even Hulk at this point. It's something.
Hulk is my worst complaint about the MCU. They fucking turned him into a little bitch. I say that all the time, but I'm not.
So we call it.
I'm not gonna sit here and complain all the time. That, it is what it is. It's not the same Hulk from the comics. I know if I want to see a real Hulk, maybe I should.
That's what people like. People like complaining.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
See, look, like this with comic book stuff. I'm like this. At least keep the essence, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. You know, and Toby embodies the essence of Spider-Man, but the way they do stuff with Harry, Norman, very different from the comics, but the essence of Peter is still there. At least have the essence of the character there.
But so the essence of the villains are there too.
Norman Osborn in those movies was a Green Goblin.
In the first
Williams says that Monica should have been Captain Marvel first, and I want to disagree with this. She shouldn't have been the secondary or a name that she was going to lose. If she's Photon, let's just go with Photon and drive that and get that branding in. I don't want her to have names changed.
I don't know. I think she should have been the first Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first Captain Marvel movie should have been her. Should have been Monica.
If that's what he's saying, then sure, yeah. Let's give Monica a movie over Carol. If that's what he's saying. Give that character more than the other character. But
I mean, look, I'm not. This is what I wish they would have done with Carol. I wanted Miss Marvel Carol.
But is Carol Danvers the more popular Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
That's why. That's probably why they went with her.
Well, and that's also because she has the most issues compared to Monica.
Monica's getting her first series next month.
Yeah, and she's been promoted the most, so they just ran with it. Mind you, comics was racist back then, so
And not much has changed, bro.
I mean, they're still racist, but like
Exactly.
they didn't want no black female comic character leading like that.
Kimoyo Kid says your argument doesn't work. Just a what does ACCE mean? Is that like a swear word?
I have no idea.
Or is it a typo?
Just accept
If it's
it,
a typo,
I
get him,
guess.
Anzo.
He probably means just accept it.
Spelling words right.
Well, I mean, I think my argument worked. I didn't hear anybody else on the panel saying that it actually didn't work. Some people were agreeing with some of the stuff I said, so I guess it does work a bit. So
What? I was disagreeing with you the whole time, unless you're talking about the one with Kate on it.
You disagree
What
with
kind
me
of
all
like
the time.
fictional memory is this? Everything you
No.
said, I had a counter to.
I'm
I
not talking
disagree.
about you. Yeah, you, because you're just on this bull caca. That's why.
We got more comments from Steppenwolf. He says, "It's not about taking, Anzo. It's about respecting the source material. If you don't respect the source, people who are fans of the comics will call it out."
Yes, again, that is true. But they are not making these movies for comic book fans. Those are not the people that these movies are making for. Most of the people that go most of the people that go see these movies are normies, right? Have no idea who half of these characters are. That's who they're making the movies for. They'll put little hints in there for comic book fans, but that's who they're making the movies for.
Yeah, and I actually agree with what Enzo said earlier too about T'Challa. No, like really, no matter what they did, nobody was going to be happier. There's going to be somebody.
I truly don't care about the people who would not be happy because we were getting representation. I scoff at.
No, I'm not saying I don't agree, but I'm just saying.
Like, oh yeah, you're right. No one would be happy. There would be no happy option to get 100% everyone. So the frick what? That is true for every decision made.
At this point, there's the better decision. There's the decision that's not good.
There's the black representation of the highest degree, and then we're not recasting.
So I just did an informal.
People won't be mad regardless. I agree.
I just did an informal survey of 10 paying customers, and 6 of them were black, 2 were Hispanic, and the overwhelming thing was that what they did was what they should have done. There were a couple that said once. In fact, there were 2 that didn't even take into consideration about Chadwick being recasted. And they're like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe that would have done something, you know. And then they another one said the same thing that I said about, black men are, disposable or interchangeable or replaceable or whatever, something like that. Because all the examples that everybody gives, Superman, Batman, whatever, those things didn't happen while the actor was currently playing them, nor did they die.
Facts.
Okay, everybody and their cousin brings up Christopher Reeve, but he was done with Superman.
Facts.
He was done with Superman, and before he had his accident, he was done with Superman 4 was the final nail in that coffin. Okay,
and you know how long? And Mike, sorry to cut you off, but you know how long it was before the Superman Returns came out? Danny looked it up. It was like 10 years, even longer than that.
Oh, it's longer than that.
So would you want to go waiting 10 years before they replaced Chadwick?
Again, they're not replacing Chadwick. They're recasting a character. We're separating the actor from the.
They're replacing.
Look at John T. He's like, yeah, that's right.
They're replacing Chadwick. That's what they're doing because he didn't leave the role. He didn't have a conclusion. His stories, his movies didn't eventually end up sucking like Superman 3 and 4. I mean, Superman 3 was kind of okay, but 4 was like,
4 was whack.
But
yeah.
But see, that's
in order to replace Chadwick, they would have to be the ones who decided he's not going to play the character T'Challa anymore. They didn't decide that. That was from a higher power. The man is incapable of fulfilling the role. If they played any part in that, then we can go, they're replacing Chadwick. What's going on here? He can't make the role. He cannot be there on set to do this. So they're casting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's not the same. And I only bring up Superman and how Batman and everyone, Joker's been recast over and over. And all the history.
Same here, exactly.
I only bring that up just to prove that that's how you get a character popping. I don't really use it to say like any other way, because you're right now you said, or a minute ago you were telling me how unlike those other ones, it's not like the actor died midway. That's not.
But
Well, no,
It's not
because
something
you
that's
said,
a value
but
of mine.
Chill, you're saying
those are the common analogies that are thrown. That you either get the Superman one or you get the Batman one.
right,
And
And because of the recasts, Superman and Batman, and even Spider-Man down
That's
there,
why
that was
they're
the
at
first
where
guy to
they're
play
at
him in a
now.
movie.
but you see,
Because of that,
Chill, you're
the
saying that's
elevation
what
of a character
no.
got to progress, and I want that for a black character. I think
They were those
valuable.
characters were elevated way before these movies even were thought about, right?
I think
So
that
what do you mean?
superhero movies have played a part in elevating these characters.
They do.
And it definitely will for T'Challa.
Well,
you
any media outside of the comics for any character helps more than
any
the comics,
appearance.
honestly.
Mhm.
Like those Black Panther animations, right? Where we saw them on the Avengers Assemble,
That helps.
the Avengers animated movie.
Mhm.
That type of stuff helps because if this movie never happened or those
No, but
animated
hold on. That
never
helps,
happened,
K-Dot, but let's
we
not
would
even
have not-
compare it to the movies. The movies right now, the highest grossing
yeah,
franchise of movies, the most popular thing in film
the movies
is
did
superheroes.
the most, but the exposure outside the comics helps. That's why someone like Peacemaker, right? When James got introduced these new characters in Suicide Squad, everybody's like, "Who the hell are these people?" Because the only exposure they had was comics, and some of their comics got discontinued. And finally, when these movies are out in Peacemaker show, not saying he's one of the most popular characters ever, but now more people are like, "Oh, Peacemaker." Their eyes are on Peacemaker. They might go check out his comic. They might go see what's up. But now their eyes are on Peacemaker. Their eyes was never on Peacemaker before that.
I can agree with that 100%, but there's always been eyes on Batman and Superman and Spider-Man
True.
and those
Right,
characters.
because their appearances out comics.
You're
and their-
saying
and their
something true
appearances
just
outside
for the sake of
comics
having a
too.
retort, but what we're saying is that the movie appearances elevate these characters, and that is 100%.
I can agree with that. I can agree they elevate them, but depending on the character, how much of an elevation are we talking, right?
If they're the star of the film and it makes 1.3 billion, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That speaks for
right. But
itself.
but I'm saying if we're talking about Batman, though, how much can you really elevate Batman when almost everybody knows who the hell Batman
Batman's already
is?
at legendary status. He's
Right.
goated. But
Superman's the same way. Now, I'll agree with you with Black Panther that it could be elevated 100% because not too many people know who Black Panther is. So I can agree with that 100%. But I'm just saying
they don't know
certain
his name's
characters
T'Challa.
like Superman and Batman, Wonder Woman, those, how much really more can they be elevated?
And how did they get there? These major appearances. Let's do the same for the black one
and also it took over like 60 years of stuff. So
next time. So that's why I don't have this 10-year decade that we're not going to have him in the MCU, right, Mike?
And they tried to too.
But you're
They
not.
tried to. Wesley Snipes tried to.
Wesley Snipes tried to get it, but John Singleton wanted to do some comic book stuff.
He bought an Ironheart.
Start over, Rogue. Start over.
He also,
Start over. We couldn't hear anything because we were all talking over you because you're irrelevant.
I said one of the customers had a little white kid, and he bought a Ironheart Funko Pop and a Black Panther, the Marvel Action Black Panther, the IDW stuff, which is kind of.
He's probably a racist white kid. I bet his parents is racist. That's a racist white kid. I can't trust that kid.
They don't have those in Connecticut.
You know what did that though? Having a movie that featured an primarily all black cast, despite the fact that the main actor unfortunately tragically passed away. See, because the other characters got the rub. And that's what
that is true.
If they said, you know what, if they said, you know what, Chadwick's dead, no more Black Panther movies, then that would be egregious. That would be wrong to do. But they continued to elevate Wakanda. That's not what they did, because there were still characters that were Shuri making the movie where Shuri is Black Panther. There is a what's the word I'm looking for? It was it happened in the comic. This isn't something
Precedent.
that everybody. Thank you, precedence. Yes, there's a precedent for this happening because that was a storyline. Regardless how many issues it was, chill. It happened in the comic books, and everybody says, "Oh well, they didn't do it like the comic and all that." Well, here they did. They did. They took a shitty situation, a crappy, terrible situation that really. I mean, I'm sure if they could, they would have said, yeah, let's do what we can to save Chadwick or whatever instead of going through this, and did what they felt they should have to commemorate him. And in hindsight, you would hope that the actor who did, who brought Black Panther to life would have said, hey, you know what? Once I'm dead, let Sherry be Black Panther, or or make Tyrese Black Panther or something. Who knows? And then everybody would just shut the hell up because Chadwick himself has said it, but he didn't. And everybody's attempting to say, well, this is what they should have done. Somebody said in a comment about George Reeves. George Reeves was Superman in the 50s. They waited 20 years before they did Superman again. I mean, I don't understand the. Yeah.
In that case, that's a lot of time.
Sorry, I'm not reading your comments.
That's a lot of time to put in between. Not saying they got to do that.
Are you murdering 11-year-olds by any chance? But anyway,
you know what? You got me, Mike. You got me. But it was heated, and I don't want to interrupt people with reading stuff. But yeah, I should be reading these guys. So William says only had to wait 5 years for a new Spider-Man. It was only 2 years from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then all of a sudden in Civil War he was there too. Isn't that right, Perp?
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
So 07, P-Toby ended 8 9.
When did another one now?
That was like 5 years. 5 years.
Bring them.
I just wanted to come in and say my piece just real quick. I'm at work right now, but I was just like, my thing is just everything I'm hearing from this movie is just like nothing seemed like it was really well thought out, and I would say there's no problem with them just delaying the movie. Like this should have been probably like a Phase 6 movie, because imagine because look at Phase 6. Phase 6 looks crazy. You could have kicked things off with Wakanda Forever, or what I'm saying. And had back-to-back dope movies. It took how long for the second Doctor Strange to come out? 8 years or something like that.
It was a while.
Yeah, 6 years. So they could have. They could have took some time off. All right, let's restructure. Let's take a year off. Let's find the best possible suit for T'Challa, or even just the whole fact that them killing him off just doesn't make sense to me. It's just stupid. It's just you could have just wrote him out the story and just brought him back in Black Panther 3 years.
But Perp, you're already talking about having the first Black-led billion-dollar franchise or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they taking that long? I mean, that's not the same as you bring up Doctor Strange. I mean, how many other white guys are in the MCU? Okay, oh no, we don't have the white guy wearing a cape who can do magic and make little balloon animals.
Yeah, but
or whatever. This is Black
I'm
Panther,
just looking at the best results. I was like, what's going to give us the best results? Do we sit there and just take what we have right now and just throw together some bullshit, which that's what it seemed like they did.
But see, or do we just comic books though? I mean, I don't mind that. And as much as I hate the sequels to Star Wars, when they did what they did with the Emperor in the last one, I was okay with that. The execution was poor, but that happened in the very first Dark Horse series. That's when they got Star Wars. That's what they did, where the Emperor was cloning himself, and he put. So I already had that experience. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, they did that in the comic books. If they made someone else Black Panther, like Riri or something, I might have had a problem with that. But this tracks. I mean, this is what comic book heads this is what they did in the comics. That's what they did.
And,
that's how they.
And I will say. And I'll say this too, Mike, to Mike's point too, also the Black cast. We get Black women elevated now from this movie, right?
At the cost of T'Challa.
But you will have T'Challa in the next movie.
No, I don't. I reject that son of.
But you can reject them all you want to, but it's T'Challa. It's T'Challa, and they can incorporate all of the things and all the characteristics and everything that you want to see in T'Challa. They can incorporate all of that in
stories.
I
want to see.
But here's the question, though.
The fictional biography of him.
Oh,
I want to see a character who we're all. Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, careful what you wish for now, because we say they're gonna. Use T'Challa Jr. to, continue his storyline, but they could go a completely different original take. Who's to say this T'Challa won't be, into men non-binary, because that's the MCU we're talking about.
I don't want to get into that territory of being mad about sexuality, but yeah,
just saying it could happen.
But look, is TJ the son of T'Chaka, says Snyder? Good point right there. It's not. It's not the same character. Anzo, no matter how much you retort, you're not going to convince me it's the same guy.
It's the same. Like I like to use Power as like a show Power, because like Ghost, that's James St. Patrick. You know what I'm saying? But in this new spinoff, they're trying to make Tyreek Ghost. Like they're trying to say, oh, you're just like your father. Like you're Ghost Junior. Like no, you're nothing like your father. So
Hashtag recast Shuri's brother.
Actually, one of my customers said they should have just recasted the entire movie, like every character, like just. And I said, oh, so you mean like Evil Dead? You know, like Evil Dead 1 and 2 are essentially the same movie. It's just Evil Dead 2 they had like a little bigger budget or whatever. So I said, just do the entire movie over again, and they're like, yeah. So
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah,
Recast everybody if they don't want to make the movie.
Yes.
You're too emotional? Get off the set. We'll find somebody else that wants to do it.
Hey, Trinity.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. Like, if you're not capable of directing a movie because of your emotions, okay, Brian, here, we'll push it back another year. Oh, you still can't do it? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. You're incapable of doing the job. Actors, you can't act? All right, hey. Well, black representation is too important. We'll find somebody else to play this character.
Chill. You're a WWE fan. You should know it's na 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 na. No.
Hey, goodbye.
Especially if you're black. Quick.
We have one more question of 33 burning questions.
This has been a fun conversation. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
It's Hunter, the adopted brother of the T'Challa Jr. Yeah, we know. My dad and my granddad have the same name as me. Well, William, according to Anzo logic, you are your granddad.
That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying they can do that. We're talking about real life, and we're talking about movies and comic books here, guys.
Imagine replacing Bruce Wayne with a Damian, or Clark with a John, Reed
But
Richards with Franklin.
you see, this is what you guys are saying. You're Bruce with Damian. They don't have the same name, right? T'Challa has the same name. They have the same name. So it's totally different. You can go in there and you can do all of the things that T'Challa did in the comics and all of that stuff. You can do all of it.
But also, that's this. No, all right.
And let's just put it this way.
That's the thing. Everyone's telling us they're about to take T'Challa and do T'Challa stuff with someone who's not T'Challa.
But it is T'Challa.
Nobody wants to. It's
T'Challa.
It's like the thing with Iron Man right now.
Wait.
Everything they're doing with Mandarin.
What's T'Challa? Wait. DC Dodge. What's T'Challa's stuff? Define T'Challa's stuff.
T'Challa's.
Thank you.
His stories. Those comics with T'Challa in it.
There haven't been
they're
stories
gonna take
yet.
TJ and give him T'Challa's stuff. That's not the same.
Why not? His name's T'Challa. He's gonna be the Black Panther. He's gonna be the Prince of Wakanda.
He doesn't marry Storm. He doesn't do none of that.
He can. He can be the one to marry Storm, though.
If that's the case, then if that's the case, like you said before, they're gonna have to recast everybody because we have to wait for this little kid, T'Challa Jr., to grow older and marry Storm. It wouldn't make any sense.
It's the MCU. There's a time verse.
Multiverse. That's what they should have done. So if we have to wait this long for him to grow up and do exactly what little bits and pieces from the comic books, that won't make any sense. You might as well just recast everybody.
Because all the MCU is doing is making things complicated for themselves. Why jump to the multiverse and just do a linear story?
But you're saying
linear instead of jumping over here to a different universe.
You're saying multiverse. They can. It's a time jump. They'll just do a simple time jump. They can do anything to age them up. They can do so much different things to age them up. So we're not saying we have to wait for this kid to grow up. They can age him. There was a
side note. I just got.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's got nothing to do with this, but I'll be on Nerdette's Newsstand's YouTube channel tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Oh, is that it? Yeah. So do I read question 33 or do we want to call it quits here? Because
you didn't read it yet.
I didn't read it, but do I gotta? Here, it's 33 is.
Might as well read it.
I was asking where's the safest place on Earth? I'm gonna go and say Camertage.
It's not Wakanda anymore. Camertage.
Wakanda.
Yeah,
see how lame it is after heated talk like that? We're just gonna go back to the questions. We can't do that.
The safest place on Earth is Carmitage. Anywhere where there's no superheroes around, like Louisiana. Wait, no, Falcons in Louisiana. Shoot.
I'd say Tony Stark's mansion, as long as he doesn't give away the address on national television.
Yeah. What do you think, Trinity?
Safest place on Earth. Man, that's a good one because it seems like every place gets attacked. I would probably have to agree, like with Tony Stark, as long as he don't give away his address.
It's not Talokan because a person without even superpowers went in there and got invaded it. So no, it's not Talokan.
Yeah, and you gotta wear a giant ugly suit. Shuri had to sit in. Remember that big suit shit, and she couldn't really move and stuff. So yeah.
Wait, you talking about the Midnight Angels?
No. Remember when Shuri was exploring Talokan, and she had to
yeah. She's underwater. Okay.
It was like a big suit that's very uncomfortable that you can't really walk around in. So.
How's New Asgard? That was pretty safe. They fent off Gore, and he had a necro sword. I mean, went away with the
but look at that. A random man with pale skin came and stole some kids. I don't want to live in that neighborhood.
That was the second plan. It's not like Wanda went in. Children. Remember when Wanda went to Camartage? She got what she wanted. She killed everyone she was going to kill. They kind of had to run and escape through another.
I don't want to live there. All right, if that's the case, I don't want to live there either. Because Strange knows Wanda, and if I'm there, like, who knows if Wanda comes back to attack? You know I'm going nowhere where there's no superheroes. I'd rather be in Detroit.
Good answer. That's the safest place on Earth, is in Wanda's arms.
No one's playing with Wanda. You know, she put up that hex. The hex only went away because she wanted it to go away.
Yeah.
Wanda's hex.
All you gotta do is call Wanda Mama, and she won't kill you.
John T, where's the safest place on Earth?
Facts. That's true.
I would say Greenland. Nothing happens there.
Nothing happens in Greenland. There's not even a single Eternal there. At least there's an Eternal in Alaska. Wherever Wanda isn't. See, that's the opposite of our answer, Monica. every week, Tony has one of those that just make us go.
Talo, it's hard to get there. But Talo got like demons and stuff living. No. They living right across the water from demons.
No, as long as the spell's up, it's all good.
Yeah, as long as that rock thing, as long as something big doesn't come out of it again, they'll be fine. They're living right around the corner from demons.
Someone said being on the moon with Steve Rogers.
If you can breathe on the blue side of the moon, yeah, let's take it. Is that a comic book thing? They breathe on the blue side of the moon, right? No?
I don't recall.
Monica does have a booty, no cap. Same with Yelena and Natasha. So let's keep it family friendly, guys. Oh, there's another with the B word. Okay. Anything happens at New Asgard, Thor is there.
So what? Make jokes?
But Thor's not that intelligent. I wouldn't want to be around him.
He's mighty.
Didn't he remember? Remember he? All right. Remember the scene when he was in the room? He told the new Asgardians that he was going to save the kids. I mean, he just did property damage on the building. Remember, he tried to use the Rainbow Bridge, and then he ended up somewhere else.
Bifrost.
Property damage of his own kingdom. I don't want to be there.
Listen, Greenland, Wanda's arms, better. But those are their two good answers. Snyder wants to ask Anzo a question. That's what we'll end the stream on. Okay, Snyder, on your question, you're entitled to ask. You see how many times he goes, "Oh, read my comment, read my comment." I'm like, I read everyone's comment equally. Antarctica says Kimoyo Kid.
Shoot your question, brother.
Shoot your question. It's probably going to be
I think something. The safest place is right there in my GIF behind Toby.
There you go. I like that.
Look at that face. Nobody's going to go past that.
They
might get it from the other side, but.
There's a guy on the right side of our screen who's kind of off camera. You can't see him, but he does the voice for Static Shock. For Static. His name's not Static Shock. Snyder's question, Anzo. He says, is TJ the son of T'Chaka? Is TJ the brother of Shuri? The son of Queen Nyami? Is TJ the nephew of Scion? Was TJ created by Jack Kirby? Onzo?
No, but T'Challa was, and that's what they're going to be calling him in the movie. So yes, he may not be the son of the brother of Shiri, the son of whatever you said. He may not be all of that, but those are little things that it's okay. They'll incorporate the big things. You'll get to see him marry Storm. You'll get to see him do all the adventures that T'Challa did in the comic books. You'll get to see all of that, or whatever adaptation they do of it. So it's irrelevant.
There's your answer, Steppenwolf. He's trans T'Challa.
And also, I've said this before, I think on here too. It seems because depending on what goalpost you want to have, where you want to have the argument go to, one of the common things is that, well, they did this in the comic and they didn't do it in the movies, or they didn't do this in the comic but they did it in the movies. People have to realize that the movies aren't Earth 616, which is what the comic books are. Comic books are 616. The movies are not 616. So when you start realizing that what happens in the movies aren't necessarily going to be a direct adaptation of the comic books, then your life will be a lot better.
Facts, which
Yeah,
is
if
what
you
I
ask Nick
said.
Moore.
Which is what I said many times.
I'll say this. This is why I love that anime and video game people gatekeep their stuff. When that thing happened with Sonic, well, we violated them. We violated them on the web. Told them, y'all better not do that to Sonic. Y'all know we violated them. When that Resident Evil show came out,
Trinity, it's funny that they mentioned the Sonic trailer, huh?
And you know
and
why
that Resident Evil, even you didn't like it. Also, you didn't like that Resident Evil show.
You know why they changed Sonic? Because that was the first movie. They wanted it to make money, and they knew that if they kept it the way it did, it wouldn't have made money.
So if Chadwick died after it was the second movie Chadwick died before. If you would have died in the first movie, we'd have gotten a T'Challa.
The fans had nothing to do with that. Sonic.
I didn't know there's just so much to keep track of when it comes to the
that was all the
recasting
fans
procedures.
that was not the fans at all. That was straight up marketing. They put out a trash Sonic first to get you all riled up, to get you all activated, to get you all free promotion. And then they're like, "Oh, hey, we just happen to have this one that we cleaned it up for you guys." A week later,
I mean,
even
good point.
CG in a week.
Good point.
Yeah, imagine if they wouldn't have recast T'Challa, and then all of a sudden we watched the movie, and they did. That would have been even better.
Totally.
Nah, see, because this thing with the Sonic thing, it was so bad. You have people like Conan covering that and talking about it. Outlets, news people, like
I want to see those jokes.
Like more people that you didn't think would care was covering that. So it was like, ugh, what they do to Sonic? And we saw what happened when Dragon Ball Evolution came out, when they disrespected source material so much. People forgot Dragon Ball Evolution existed.
Don't bring up Dragon Ball Evolution. That's a sin.
That's
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ain't nobody really care about no damn.
But
we
Dragon Ball,
we don't care about it.
Dragon Ball cared enough to not support that movie and let that movie die and never exist again. Because
Man of Steel was a better Dragon Ball Z movie.
Agreed.
The film is gonna cross 600 million.
That's a nice comparison.
This weekend.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, they're counting Friday.
Gatekeepers.
They're including Friday after this Thanksgiving kind of bump that this movie's going to cross 600. It may reach 700 more than likely. Would you say it already did?
Yeah. The numbers haven't updated yet.
So Saturday it will cross 600. I'm just saying, the fans have spoken. There is, because the first one made 1.3, and this one is less than half after 3 weekends.
It's making.
It passed the $600 the $600 million mark.
Half would be 673 million because
it was reported, but the Box Office Mojo, I don't think they haven't updated the numbers yet. They don't.
Yeah,
there'll be some weekends where they don't update them.
It's a holiday weekend.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like they're gonna do it in real time. So best believe it passed that the $600 million mark, but it just haven't updated the numbers.
I'm saying it's past 600. I didn't say it stopped at 597. I'm just saying that it's not that much.
True.
All right, that's the stream, everyone. Thanks for joining. 33 Burning MCU Questions. Chillmonger, follow Jonty. I'll put his thing in the description because he's got a T'Challa video. SSJK.Sanctum, Rogue Comics, Second Street Marvel, Bigger for Entertainment. Toodles.
Deuces.
Peace.